the #1 question. How you light on, but you can't play?
Lights, flashlight, green
Doctor,
light, dream light, blue light, shine light.
doctor, doctor.
Can't be showing me no donkeys, my nigga.
The U rebuild.
For sure.
That's right, Bo. Get into the record books, my boy. Mm-mm-mm. Got some games this week. Washington and NC State both on. Notre Dame's on. Clemson not on. Bama UNC on. Florida Colorado on. Auburn versus USC is a good one. LSU versus Arizona State could be good too. Or it could be toilet bowl time.
USC.
2029, man. Week 2. What a season it's been in homecoming league, man. Tune in. If you're not tuned in, tune out. If you're not tuned out, you tuned in. If you're not in the league, you tuned in too. Hey,
FSU.
hi, haters. We know y'all motherfuckers be around. Just know that we know. I'm talking about, ain't nothing wrong with popping up and saying, you know what? Y'all been doing this shit since 2017, man. Let me show some love over there. They're very interesting. You know, you can even act like we don't have the best league around, hands down. Don't ask nobody, find out yourself if you want. Or you can act like you don't want to come back. We know you do. It's still Skull Buffs no matter what. Even though we're getting our ass kicked in real life. Skull Buffs.
Skull Buffs.
Nothing about lock in or lock out. That's how it comes down to it, man. High five programming right now, 2029. At this point, if you ain't managing your football team, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
At this point, if you can't look at your roster and say, God damn, you're an idiot.
God damn, You're
And
an
not just
idiot.
not just goddamn you're an idiot. If you don't look at your roster and be like, what the fuck? Oh shit, damn, that's what's up. And I don't get a thank you, and you're a fucking idiot and a hater.
Haterade.
Cause nights like this, once we start the new season, I go to work. I don't go to sleep. I break down all the 32 users rosters and make sure they get some real life players on throughout their rosters. Huh, Max? Huh? Oh, they don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, they don't
Appreciate
know?
the upgrades.
My nigga, there you go. Welcome to Florida State. Got a big win last night too, man. I watched some of that game though. Not gonna lie. All right, all right. Here we're here. 2029. The season week 1 has already came and gone, and we already right now in week 2, and we got a lot to talk about. So the first thing we'll get to from the door is the 2025 top 2025 football teams, and we're gonna talk about programs and who's back, who's those hot names to be watching and paying attention to on some of these top 10 teams. Right? You ain't in the top 10. We're not gonna talk about your roster yet. You got to earn that to talk about it right now. Who's the quarterback in Alabama coming off a national championship? Now, let me ask y'all this. Nick Saban left in 2023 after the Michigan Alabama championship game. They brought DeBoer in, right? And then a couple years after that, they go 2025. They bring Coach Rand in. And after the first 2 seasons, Coach Rand hires Nick Saban back. Whoever would have thought the GOAT would come back and just help the program as a coach versus as the head man? Max, how you feel about that?
Um, I think sometimes you could see that type of light when, he built it like the way he did. It was just so much pressure. Pause. I think that, taking some time off and, being able to realign some things and maybe being able to even look at the game from an outside perspective now and, realign and understand some things about the game, um, gives him an advantage right now.
I think it was smart. Any kid in the nation will come play for Nick Saban. So I think when it came out of the recruiting, transfer portal, high school, I think it helped them tremendously in that department. And you start to see a roster flip over, and what you start to see is a team that said to themselves, until we make this team the team we want it to be, and not Nick Saban's team or DeBoer's team, we're not going to get to where we need to be. So after
He
winning
walked
the
away and it was
2028
hard to see the program he built fall back oved.
national champion, did
Asterisk
Alabama
off.
finally make that Alabama team his team? And winning the national title is at the result of that. Remember, I made a statement. If he won, the stuff that we call stupid or question would be his genius. What side of the aisle you're on?
I mean, I think honestly,
Especially being his biggest critic.
I would say honestly, it's one of those like, and it's not to take away because you still got to go out there and do it, but I think it's one of those like about time. I feel like there's a lot of teams you could say that about in a sense. When you start with a certain caliber of teams and you are a certain expectation of user, and you do the moves that you do in the off season as far as what you recruit, how you recruit. Like we could have judgment styles about Ohio State and how he's done things if he would have won, and we had a couple other teams that were already in warm and hot seats, some in full dictated hot seats, and I felt like, Bama was just able to answer it. Now, how it responds and how everything else layers out, I feel like answers more to the madness than winning the bowl because it's 3 seasons of question down to 1 season of success. In my eyes, that's the way I view it. Like I view every season as a put together of seasons. You had other guys talking about things and making the playoffs 1 out of 4 years and finally having um, liquid courage, so to speak, to speak up and voice their opinion. Those things don't get respected as much as
Look with courage.
it was an analogy, but the emergence of courage randomly to be able to say some things and maybe voice how they feel. So I wouldn't say that we call Bama a genius yet, but he's definitely looking like less of a fool than before.
I just want a game. That's it.
You
That's
know,
all.
after every championship winner has their win and step into the winner's circle, you got to give them some love, right? Start, and I usually do it at this point when we start the next show after the national title. So Max, I'm gonna ask you to give me two things you saw through that run last year because the run gets documented once you win it all. Um, and Alabama had what? And Alabama had a really really good run. And do you think it's a storyline? Right? Can this be a 30 for 30? You come out week one and Georgia Tech takes it to you. Um, as you're going through the season, you have a hell of a output against Oklahoma, and you end up, no matter what you did right in that game, you end up losing it with 3 seconds left. They ended up with three losses in the season, and then they got the equal sim loss. In was it the conference championship game?
Yeah, the CC.
And the CCs, and still was able to be a playoff team. All right, but and then have an opportunity to take it to some rematches. Right? They got to play Georgia Tech in the playoffs. They got to see Oklahoma in the national title game, and they also got to see North Carolina in a rematch from that season where they lost by 2 and then got beat bad in the playoffs. And I would think if I'm the Alabama coaches, is the redemption, right? Is that a 30 for 30 because of the path you took to get this national title? Like, is that a story to be right? Like the writers in Alabama should be writing this story as a redemption season to the end of it being a conquering season. Would you agree with that statement?
I definitely think if you was to write it, that's how you would write it for sure.
30 for
You was to,
30, that's kind of legendary, though.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I only took it from
I don't know if it's 30
I
for
only took
30
it
yet.
from the analogy from him saying if it was a 30 for 30, like would the storyline be redemption? I do feel like that would be the case because that would be the
I think you
storyline of their
gotta, if
season.
you look at all the 30 for 30s, unless it was a scandal, it was legendary shit. I don't think one run, one playoff run, or one chip don't constitute a 30 for 30. Unless it was some scandal there. You know what I mean? I think it's more of a piece, like a newspaper article, but not 30 for 30. I just want to, I think it's like Hall of Fame now. Anybody getting the Hall of Fame, man.
I'm not mad at not calling
You
the
gotta
30
be
for 30.
careful. That's just my point. We gotta be careful how words we use, language. I think this is it's a puff piece, definitely a storyline, but I don't know. I don't know after one playoff run, um, and one championship is the 30 for 30.
I
Because
think
that's why I'm like, will we go to Arizona State and call what he did a 30 for 30?
no, I
Year
don't,
one, yeah,
and I think year
yeah,
one, I
yeah.
think you could call it that, but I would put it on the borderline of it. But you got because it's Arizona State, right? He took
Because then, but then you look at everything after that is like when you really go to look at like what would you title it? Because it's not an error thing. I feel like 30 for 30s become, like Falk said, they're really like greatness things, like errors. Once a person has a full career, like
Yeah,
honestly,
Eric,
like a
Eric.
Torrey Newkirk not having a ring ruins like his 30 for 30. Had a Torrey Newkirk had a ring, he would get a whole 30 for 30. Like Allen Iverson got a 30 for 30. There was 30 for 30s on the Fab Five. Like
but
I feel
Allen
like there's
Iverson
just
had a lot of scandal with it,
but you can
a
put it from
lot of
either
negative
way,
press.
from just his skill. I mean, Tiger Woods too, though, same way. But with even talking about the scandal, you'd be damned if you couldn't talk about their greatness throughout of it, because the whole 30 for 30, without talking about Vic, AI, Aaron Brooks, one I watched, Fab Five, like there's so many 30 for 30s out there. But one seasons, I think, come down to like, unless it was like perfect seasons or like you were fucking like Colorado. That's why I say I could see Arizona
This,
State
this,
because it's
this, this,
Arizona State, but
and that's where I was going to
uh,
go. I think the fact that I think I'm not trying to
because
speak
who
for
did
the
he beat?
coach.
Who did he beat? Who did he beat? Oklahoma. Like let's
No,
say if we take it in
he beat
perspective.
Arizona State. You could say he beat the best three
I mean,
coaches in the league:
he
Arizona
beat
State,
Oklahoma.
North
He beat.
Carolina, and Oklahoma.
You mean Colorado, era, North Carolina State, and
No, I mean
Oklahoma?
he beat
You said
Arizona State
I'm
in the
talking about
playoffs.
Arizona State. Who did Arizona State
Oh,
beat?
Arizona State beat for when he won the championship.
Yeah, I know he beat me.
Nah,
I
he
know he
beat
beat.
Clemson. He beat me twice to get in the playoffs, and then he played.
He beat me in the playoffs in the second
He
round,
beat
Plus,
you
and
in the
then he
second
beats
round.
and and then he beat but
Nah,
who
he
he
beat
played in
you
the third round?
he didn't beat you in the second
He
round.
beat
He
me
beat
in
you
the
in the
third round. He beat me in the
semifinals.
third, yeah, in the semis, yeah.
he beat Clips.
And then
He
he
beat
beat
Clemson in
Clemson.
the
I lost
championship.
Clemens.
Okay.
But again, I think all right. If I'm gonna use their Alabama, let's try to get to it. Let me try to predict his mind state. When I watch the chat, right, and I go back and read the chat and things, it's a lot of he should be doing this. It's a lot of he got Alabama. It's a lot of he getting all the 5 stars. There's a lot of he getting all the transfers. There's a lot of it's the program as to why he doing all this stuff. And if I'm him, I start taking that as niggas slighting me, niggas doubting me, niggas playing with me, niggas think that I ain't who I am. It's because I got Alabama. When you're watching bigger programs, not bigger, but big time programs like that, not doing half the shit he doing when it comes down to getting the pieces to be able to be a contender, right? When you look at Arizona State, we're going to give Arizona State credit as a coach and what he doing for that program. That's not a program that you look at as a national contender ever. But now that the coach that's on that team turns that team into a national contender, it's more of a storyline when they lose than when they win.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
And I
Big,
and I think Alabama is going to fight with that, right? I think he like if I'm him, I'm putting my mind state in the niggas is doubting me, and I'm using that as fuel for fire, right? I'm using that as my competitive edge, right? And but you also gotta think. I would think this. I know I would think this. I'm not saying he think this, but I would think this. Niggas think because I'm doing this because I got Alabama and shit. Like I could do this shit with any team, right? And that would be the biggest question. And that's why I think it ain't a 30 for 30. What I think it is, it's the season. It's a season, and what that means, it's all the shit that I've been watching in this chat and how niggas are speaking when they speak Alabama. I just shut all y'all the fuck up. And I did it in a way where it's undoubtable, right? And then nobody knew this because I kept saying anonymously. A coach spoke up and said they gonna win the national title after they lost to Oklahoma. He called the shot, right? What did he know that we didn't know? Because he called his shot and he ran through the playoffs because he beat everybody. The fuck, I think the closest game was North Carolina. No. I'm sorry, Oklahoma. That was a close game too. He dominated Georgia Tech, dominated Arizona State. He had a dog fight, but put the game away against North Carolina, and the championship game was a really close game, right?
By 3.
3, yeah. Is it time for him to better like being at the top of the mountain right now? Can he relax, or do you think he has to have that same energy and go back and do it again?
gotta show it wasn't a fluke. Anything you do.
I
Look
think
at
I was just
LSU.
about to say. I
And
was
look
just
at
about to say, yeah.
Erzron. He had the squad that one year with Jefferson and Chase as a sophomore and Joe Burrow as a fifth-year senior, and they caught Genie in a bottle, right? And he just whooping motherfuckers' ass.
Mm-hmm.
Then he get fired, what, 2 years later, a year later?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thing. It's like, what can you do? That's why I said it's just you gotta what motivates you to keep it going, and that's where they stand right now. Because they damn if they do, damn if they don't. They could get all the 5 stars in the world. Yeah, this Alabama's supposed to do that, or they
Mm-hmm.
could get none. Damn, you got Alabama, you can't get no recruits. You damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
That don't matter, right?
Right.
But what you with them, how you win with them, how you play with them, that all goes into account. Do motherfuckers fear Alabama right? I would say no. They don't fear them. Right? Do they look at the schedule and be like, yeah, I don't want to play that. I don't want that. And that's where you want to get to where motherfuckers like, nah, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying?
If
Like,
you
and I
if
don't
you
think really nobody in the league is on that level where looking at like, nah, I want that. And that's what I mean. We got a good league. Like, ain't nobody on the anybody in the league can lose at any point in time.
All right, so
Anybody.
if I was to play devil's advocate in what you said, especially being a person that make the schedule and know the real of shit, let me ask you this: is there anybody that's in the league that people like, nah, I don't want to play him, get him off my schedule type shit?
Nah, it's a few, but I think it's more resume. Like for example, motherfuckers ain't lining up to play me, but motherfuckers ain't scared of me either because it's a different game. Like I just got a resume like, yo, Falk is nice, or or Ann is nice, or Max is nice. So motherfuckers think, well, they gonna think twice. But I don't know about just automatically like fear, like nah, take that nigga off. Like I don't, like motherfuckers see my name and they be like, ah, I got one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And some of them may be like, yo, I might lose this one. But I don't think it's nobody in the league where motherfuckers is like, nah, I don't want that smoke. That right there, no, I don't want that. And that's a good thing. That means the league
Yeah,
is balanced.
that means the league is pretty solid. That's where I was getting to. I think the league is pretty solid with that. All right, well, the king of the throne right now is sitting on top of the world, coming out of a 42-21 victory over Oregon, dropping Oregon from number 8 in the country to 15. And they are the number 1 seed right now as we're going through the season. We're in the young part of the season, only week 2 right now. They got a big time matchup coming up this week against number 4 North Carolina. Why is North Carolina on Alabama's schedule? Let's get that out in the open right now.
To be the best, you gotta beat the best. And nothing against Alabama or Oklahoma or anybody on my schedule, but I realized after last year, not this end of the season, but the middle of the season, I was called out by somebody. Let's just be frank, has never been in a championship contention, pitcher conversation, top 10 in the league, top 5, never, ever, right? And they basically say we was equals. Like, you don't got one. You're same as me. You be sitting at home with me. And I was just like, wow. And I was just like, okay, well, if I get a Alabama or a Florida, a blue blood, and then I dominate, oh, you're supposed to do that. But if I get a North Carolina or Syracuse and I'm building a program, well, shit, Falk ain't win yet. Damn, what he doing over there? It's like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So I was like, all right, well, going forward, the way you get around that is you line it the fuck up. So who the best? So I said, whoever in the championship game, I'm putting them on the schedule first couple weeks, as well as that user week 1. And if you see, my conference, the ACC has gotten tough, man. You got Louisville. Got Georgia Tech, got Miami, and we got like 7, 8 teams ranked, man. North Carolina State. You know what I mean? And then not to mention Clemson, who we always go back and forth with. So, yeah, we just wanted to play the best. We was tired of hearing the SEC talk, and we want to line it up and see what happens. Should be interesting. Starting with tomorrow. Whenever man Alabama play.
Who's the quarterback at Alabama right now? I know they went and got Jared Curtis from out the transfer portal. I also heard they got another Georgia quarterback that left Georgia for the portal and went right to Alabama. It's almost like they the pipeline for the quarterbacks for Georgia. They keep getting dogs. Georgia got an elite quarterback freshman right now that's starting for them right now that had a really good football game against Florida State. It's just like they lose a quarterback, get another one. Lose a quarterback, get another one. He's doing that through high school recruiting and all that. But we got to say Georgia should be a better recruiting school and better production. Hopefully we get a full season out of them this season. Now, with that being said, is Alabama, did Jared Curtis stay or did he go to the NFL?
He went first round.
So of course he did. Do anybody come out of Alabama and not go first round? They like the U back in the day, the 80s and the early 2000s. They like the U.
Yeah, he went first round.
I mean, I will say this: there's no team in the right now that has a chance to be dominant, unlike Alabama. The way they tear up the portal, the way they get guys in, they have a chance to be dominant, almost like Cuddy was last year, where you just it didn't matter. It didn't matter what you did. His team was just better, and they was going to show you every time y'all played. They have a chance for it, but we'll see.
I still need to know who the quarterback is for Alabama right now.
I think it's out of wind blow, however the user feel.
All right, so they got a tough schedule, right? They got right now they got a combined record of 8-6. It's early though. They open up with Oregon. They're home against Oregon, home against North Carolina. They go on the road at Clemson. They go on the road at Georgia Tech. Then they come off the bye and they got Georgia at Georgia. Then they got Vanderbilt home, LSU home. Then they got computer. Then they got Tennessee home. They got Oklahoma home. And then they go to the Iron Bowl in Auburn. I would say they got a favorable schedule as far as home and away games. I think the games that's big, most of them are home, right? You're home against North Carolina. You're home against Clemson. Then you come down in the at the bottom of your season play. You're home against LSU. You're home against Tennessee. And you're home against Oklahoma. Um, but I do think the schedule is fucking super tough. It's a really good schedule. And you're gonna see a lot of national TV broadcasted games and shit with this Alabama football team. Now, again, turnover is everything, right? They sending dogs to the draft every year. But
The
they
quarterback week 1 was Darian Coleman, but I mean,
that's the Alabama. I mean, that's the North Carolina. I mean,
Osu.
Miami 5-star. That's what got the Miami coach fired. That's what got him fired. Not keeping this 5-star player in the building at Miami is the reason why
ain't
Miami coach
much
is at Baylor right now.
ain't much quarterbacking going on. I'll tell you that right now.
And they got Tennessee. They got Tennessee's quarterback as well. I mean, Texas's quarterback Corey Vasher. He goes there too.
We
Um,
still got Stabler, Russell here,
Russell
and
stayed for
then
a
AJ
senior.
Brand, Raphael Bandy, Corey Vasher, and
Won't
Richard
happen again.
Canfield. He's got
These these are all
7
transfer
quarterbacks.
guys except for Stabler and Russell.
Not only my watch.
And he's got 7 quarterbacks. Um, yeah.
So, do we think Coleman will be the full-time starter all year long, or do you think there'll be some movement at quarterback for Alabama right now? Because
I
that's going
think
to determine how I feel about what their run could be. Because last year with Jared Curtis, they went him for the
Oh,
most part the whole season, and it turned out to work out for him.
I don't think this would be the like starter. I don't think he'll start the next game
North
versus
Carolina.
versus North Carolina. If he does, I would not be surprised if he's pulled, but I don't know for who. Basher's got a red shirt, and everybody else is just not gonna cut it.
I mean, when
So
it comes down to
it's
the
back to
pistol,
Russell or Stabler, maybe.
when they went to that pistol empty formation that was big for in 2025. They brought it back. I don't know. I don't know if I watched any. I don't really watch enough games to really say was somebody else running that as well. But I saw that when I watched them play your game, and I saw that against Falk a little bit, where you in the pistol. Hitter used to hitter. I ran it last year too, but Hitter really ran that shit last year. And I think that's why Darion Coleman is at the helm right now. I mean, you can't ignore 9 carries for 109 yards from your quarterback position against Oregon, running the football, right? He did throw 2 interceptions. He also threw 2 touchdowns in that ball game. It looked like what Alabama grade do to motherfuckers is line up behind that big offensive line and let them running backs get to, right? All their backs has returned. You still got Deere in the backfield, Bo Walker, Henry's in the backfield. It looked like some guys, Galladay, I don't know if they were already there or they came off the portal or whatever, but they got a loaded backfield again. And then the strength of this team, I would say Howard is back. They got a lot of guys back that they brought in through the high school rankings as well. Cooper Hackett, transfer. Let me not mend my words without knowing the facts. Yep, Beller transfer because I remember just making a nigga feel better. All right, so he goes and get Beller's left tackle. Dog. Got a nigga right behind him in Velasquez. So this is a strong old line, right? Azor, 92 overall. You're looking at Bullocks, deep at center. They can start any one of those guys they really wanted to. And they got 96s across the board in their first 2 positions, depth chart, for 1 and 2. Pike and Ham at right guard, and then at right tackle. They got 2 upperclassmen, Lampkin and Evers, 90 and 95 overall. So they can go too deep on their offensive line with no issues up front. So I think they can be bully ball football all year long if they want to. How do you feel about that match?
I'm gonna be real. I think that's his only hope.
Line up and bully the fuck out you up front in the trenches on both sides of the
If
ball.
if he ain't believing Russell or Sabler for 4 years, why the fuck would I? And then this Coleman nigga, I don't know. I don't know if Oregon's defense was just on some shit or I don't know, but
Would you ignore
this
week one stats knowing that Alabama kind of struggle week one every year?
he struggles like maybe like win losses, but this is probably the worst throwing shit I've ever seen for Alabama week one. So me,
Yeah,
I look
because
at it as concern because then I just look I just threw for 700 on Oregon.
yeah,
Like
And
I'm
Curtis
yeah,
came out last year, even in the loss against Georgia
he
Tech.
was
He knew he
slinging.
was slinging that
So
shit.
I me personally, I'm concerned, but
I feel you.
yeah, I just look at the start of the season different. There's certain things you can allow and certain things that you want to good set the tone on. And getting that your quarterback leaving and you do transfer in a lot of quarterbacks, it's kind of like you would think one would have been maybe processed to be ready because you knew Curtis probably would leave. So,
All right,
but we'll see.
all right. To get back to a national championship, they're gonna have to win some big games. Clemson. Clemson brings back Bryce Underwood. Not just Bryce. Didn't
We
Denson come
only
back as
played
well?
3 quarters.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
said he only played 3 quarters. Okay. What up, Ram?
Mistake 82
Congratulations, my boy.
yards, but
My
8
quarterback got
passes
hurt
on
in the
return
second
about
quarter in our
2.
game. My quarterback had a left shoulder injury and couldn't play the remainder of the game. But in that 2027 class, we drafted two. But you remember Max? Even though my quarterback Henderson was a 4 star, he might have been the best quarterback in the draft. Like I took pictures of him because I knew niggas wouldn't believe that he was that good. But Hatcher was the next quarterback I got that was green arrows up, and he was
Injury
damn near
zone.
just as good too. Yeah, my fucking guy left arm was hurt the whole second half of that game. Notre Dame was sitting in the house. All right, Clemson, man. Bryce Underwood back means Clemson has a chance to play in the dance, right? We none of us on headset is in disagreement with that. Bryce Underwood comes back to play a senior season in Death Valley.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like
What's funny?
Clemson in
What you don't
trouble.
know? Why they in trouble? Because I like what they did in the portal 2 years straight. I don't see it as
Mm,
trouble. I don't see it
okay,
as trouble. All right, so Bryce
okay.
Underwood, we know he can't get no better than that than what he is, right? He's capped out. Denson is still on his roster, and yet did not get moved to running back, and I understand why because I like their backfield, right?
Boxing glove
Um,
bag.
Who else is at quarterback though, man? Why Clemson not in trouble?
what you mean? Who else is that quarterback?
Ain't got nobody else at quarterback. I won't talk about trouble for this season.
Yeah, but I think that's an easy fix. You know, is about 25 users in this league that ain't going to manage their team right, and their quarterbacks will be right in the portal, and then they'll be texting me and DMing me, "Yo, I lost my quarterback."
It's a dangerous game, man. That's all I'm saying. Like I view this as trouble. That's what when I first came over here to try to tell you where Denson was at, I was like, oh, this nigga only has 2 quarterbacks. It also just puts in a situation to me where Bryce is yellow at any point during the game. Like
Clemson.
he's cooked.
But in my opinion, though, Clemson has done enough. I mean, Denson has done enough to show them they comfortable. That's why he didn't get moved. They don't got no depth at quarterback. But if something was to happen and Bryce Underwood gets hurt or he's yellow and can't come back in the game, I don't think Denson. I don't think Coach Ben Kemp will be like, "We're fucked." I think he knows he has a quarterback that showed he can win ball games for him, coming behind the quarterback that won ball games for him. Because let's just get it right. Underwood took this program to a different level in the passing game. It made guys like Falk say he different now, bro. He can make throws that he wasn't making for 3 years. That he could see certain shit happening in that system that Underwood is fitting perfect for that Denson couldn't do. But I gotta think that if Denson had to play in any game, that Clemson would be comfortable running him out there. Now after that, there's nobody there, so like that's a problem, like 100% problem. And after that, they're both leaving. But I would think that every quarterback in the country should be interested in looking at Clemson, at least giving them a
We
look,
definitely
knowing
not
that they'll
fucked
be
if Denson has to
coming in as
play.
a starter right away. Because whoever the next quarterback is for Clemson going into 2030 is the starter, right? Whether it's the portal guy or a high school guy.
I just view it as like what you said in the first part. Different level with Bryce Underwood. Not saying that Clemson can't win games, but I don't think I don't think you really want to be in year 5 just limited to a Denson. If you find yourself in a game where Bryce Underwood gets yellow or orange or even red
or even hurt. Injuries on.
or even hurt.
I just told you I set my quarterback from late second quarter to the end of the game. He never got back in. But I think when they showed their best football, how you feel about the running back room right now? They got a freshman that, in my opinion, should come off the red shirt, and Philip Abar. There's no way he should be sitting on red shirt right now. He looks like he gives them their best speed in the backfield right now. They got a lot of backs in this backfield, but Davis is back. Marquise Davis didn't he come from Clemens, Georgia Tech? Come on, guys. That name sounds familiar. Oh no, Missouri. I was gonna say I remember Marquise over there, Georgia Tech. All right, cool. Pettis is
I
back.
like
Pettis
the
was a
running back
dog. I
room. I
like
was
this
about to say
running
I
back
like
room for sure.
Pettis. Yeah, I would definitely be playing the freshman.
I can see why he got the red shirt on him though, right? Because you want to
I
bet him.
see it,
I can see why though.
especially if Casey's actually getting some touch with the platinum takeoff
Hmm.
or the some field time.
And then the receiver room, KT Metcalf. I look like that's a name change, which is fine with me. I like that Metcalf name too, KT. All right, this was Florida. This was the kid from Florida that was a dog. His name was Marquise something. The 6'6" nigga. Yep. All right, so he's back. Right. That's from the portal. All right, now we starting to do dumb shit. Strawberry, come on, bro. Don't have my league looking
Strawberry,
like. Come on, bro. Come
strawberry
on, man.
shortcake or strawberry
We
lemonade is
haven't had no
wild.
beef all year, bro. Just let me make real names for these niggas. I can make them into real life
Malibu
players. But
most wanted is
we
ridiculous,
not doing
dude.
this shit. Matter of fact, you just fucked me up. I'm not even talking about your team. Not doing this. Not today.
Malibu most
Face with
wanted at the
tears of
bottom
joy,
is
face with
crazy.
tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with
Ohio
tears of
State.
joy.
I would
Ice
ar-
Gronkowski.
I would argue. Stop, Max, man. He's blowing my shit right now. We in full beef mode from here on out. I thought we turned the corner, man.
hey, hey, man.
I could argue Ohio State
Rolling on
had
the
the best
floor,
transfer
laughing,
portal
rolling
move
on the floor,
ever.
laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling
And
on
it
the
wasn't
floor,
this
laughing,
offseason, it was
rolling on the
last
floor,
offseason.
laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the
Talking about
floor,
that quarterback.
laughing. I'ma get some real names in Maine, my bad.
Tavion, Tavion St. Clair going to the NFL, and they was prepared for it because in 2027 going into 2028 in the transfer portal, they brought the number one quarterback in, Tavion Bryant, who didn't want to sit behind Faison Brandon in Tennessee. And I think that
Hmm.
right there put them in. Now he's unproven,
Roll.
right? He's unproven, but he was the number one quarterback in his class. And I think that put them in a situation where, remember, where the kid Howard won a national title with Ohio State, and then they had to worry about Julian Sand the very next year. I think they're in that same boat right now. And Ohio State has always done that. They went from Justin Fields to C.J. Stroud, and it just got better, right? So my question to you is: can it get better with Kavion Bryant? You got to
I
play
like
in week
Bryant.
one.
I was about to say I like Bryant. I think he's him and St. Clair like give it same similar
New
feel. I don't
DJ
know.
coming,
I
name
like
Tootsie
Bryant though.
Rolo.
I think he's gonna be super solid. If Ohio State continues to play, definitely utilizing their like running backs. I think they definitely are very, very
Kidding.
capable of being super balanced and like allowing people to really kind of like choose for them.
And what makes them good, because Fahey was I'm not gonna call him a blue chip, but he was a 4 star. But it seems like he ain't. I mean, 89 overall. Let's see where if they stuck with him or he got more cap space to play with. Yeah, they kind a little bit of moon. Kind of, he is who he is right now. He can get up to a 90 overall though. But he's a junior. But Kavion Bryant as a redshirt sophomore, you always got to be wary about him being able. He's draft eligible right now, no matter what. So does he stick around? But right now, the kid looks like he could be a superstar for this football team. So to me, all right, you got to play St. Clair last year in the regular season and Bryant this year. Is there any drop off that you felt at the quarterback position, or did it get better?
Nah, I feel like it was a little bit better this year. I got to play St. Clair twice. And then even in the Ohio State game, Bryant came in the game last year. So I got to see him last year, really, actually. Um, so I'm pretty pleased with with how I thought he was going to look even when he came in the game last year. I think he does give them the same, definitely no less of a chance as far as that like semifinal feel, depending on that, like if they get that bye or whatever happens, their matchups. But
Let's talk about the Ohio State program, Max, Falk, Boom. They are a program that if they're not playing for national titles, their boosters is not comfortable sitting in their seats, right? We've got to see 4 seasons of Ohio State, and what's the judgment on him right now? Like, if you're looking at that coach, right? Like, all signs point up that he's doing a hell of a job with the program, but expectation-wise, from the fan base and the boosters, might show you that they're not comfortable with just making it to the playoffs at this point anymore. So, if you was to grade this coach on how he's been with this program, what would you give him? Like, what would be your conversation? Positive or, something got to give? Because we've seen coaches get fired winning ball games in Ohio State, but not winning the big game.
hmm
So, what would be your conversation around Coach Antonio Todd with this Ohio State Buckeye? He do a good job in recruiting, solid job in the portal, and he win more games than he lose. But
Fuck,
like
you here?
only 3 other teams in this league can talk about winning the ultimate game, and he's one of the teams that's sitting there. We know a good user has the potential to get to a championship, but hasn't done such yet. So, what's the conversation over Antonio O'Brien with this Ohio State program? Should it be a positive conversation, and maybe just the spoiled fan base of Buckeye Nation and the boosters are just being spoiled, and they're playing at expectation level, or they're underachieving because they haven't been to a championship yet?
I would say probably somewhere in between like both. It's like they're not wrongfully spoiled, um, but there has to be a little bit of realism. Dynasties aren't built even in 3 seasons, 4 seasons, and I feel like because of being always right there, like they're always legitimately right there, and because of the pedigree of like usually who they lose to, honestly, it's just like
But Max, you got to say the uncomfortable out loud, bro. They had a
it's
head
definitely
start
the no
to the
appearance, the no,
dynasty.
yeah.
They had a
I was
head
about to say,
start.
yeah, having the team that he had with no appearance definitely makes it like there, but like I also could say that about like Notre Dame. I could say that about Oregon. I could say that about Clemson has the appearance, but short. I could definitely say that about LSU. So it's just like there's a lot of teams that have to bear that kind of like weight,
It
and
comes
I don't.
pressure comes with picking this type of team, right? They're one of the top 5 teams in the nation, no matter what year. It doesn't matter. The Ohio State is one of the biggest brands in college football. So my
Lost to
question
Max
is
Falk
that
Clemson every playoff.
that shit comes to this, right? It comes down to this, right? Penn State every year get ranked as a top school, and this is going to be the
But
year
I
they
was about to
lose to
say
Dylan
the
Penn
top three.
State
reported.
too.
They lose
Yeah.
to the same 3 teams every year that they expected to compete with and beat every year. So him saying lost to Fat Falk and Max in the playoffs, it is what it is, right? Like I lose to Brandon in the CCs every damn year. Like it is what it is. Like
That's why I was like,
we
yeah. If
got
you
to
look
get
at the
over that
play,
hump.
if you look at the playoff part, that's why it's like it's tough for me to say that as a fan because even my realism as a fan is like that's like real life going against Alabama or Georgia every year. Like every year you keep running into them. Like or even shit
But the
running into
boosters,
Ohio State
but
every
the
year. It's just like god damn.
but the boosters and the fans don't give a fuck about that because they expect you to be there and they expect you to win that game.
My thing is just it is the grass always greener on that other side. It's like yeah, you try to what get rid of me or something, and then you bring in another guy that didn't get it done at their program, and you think what it's just different lays of the land all the time, and like
Coach Antonio Todd gives the Ohio Buckeyes the best chance to win it.
I was
Period.
about to say like
There's
I
no
was
other
about to say
coach that can
yeah
give them
I
better
don't
chance.
yeah I don't feel like there's another team out here that can actually play with Ohio State the way he does. I think he does a great job at Ohio State, or he's doing a great job at Ohio State per se. But I just think yeah, he runs into the two type of juggernauts. If he had the fortunes of falling a certain way, because he handles the regular season like a champ,
Hmm.
he handles he handles the recruiting like a champ or none less than a runner-up champ per se. Like we're talking about appearances. The beginning topic was just getting there. Even the portal, as far as like he ain't over recruit, I don't feel like he's covered his needs. He's always had a quarterback ready and able to fit his play style per se. Not just like a quarterback. He's always had like the guy that he really believes when he puts out there is going to be able to line him up. It's really just running into some guys in the playoffs. Like you have a fortunate or non-fortunate run. Like a lot of people got to answer bells. Like
And unfortunately, it comes down to this: they're judged on a championship level. That's the program you took. So I think he's doing a great job as the GM of this team. Hell of a
as
job.
long as he continues to put them in championship conversations, I really think it's difficult to sit there and want to fire a coach
And,
like
and I'm
that.
and I'm a harp off of what Fox said. Niggas got chill. It's only season 5. We not even nowhere near ending this disc. Like,
Like we're not even in the new year.
but I will
We're
say
not
this.
even in the new year.
I will say this. This 2029 Buckeye team might be the best Buckeye team he's
I
had.
was I didn't want to I wanted to really talk about it because I was like I don't want to early shot call anybody, but like I don't look at his quarterback room and think like anything that is unachievable. I look at the rest of his team and think that he's at a junior, senior, sophomore redshirt stage and like his team might be ready to like have those conversations where they're late night sitting in the locker room like, yo, what do we need to do to
It comes
be.
down to how much of a gel this team has, right? There's a lot of guys that have been on this roster for a couple of years now,
And that's what
right?
I'm saying. Yeah,
They should be
yeah.
bought. They should be bought into the culture over here right now, right? And what's the culture going to take them now? Because the running back room is as good as anybody, especially with their top two backs. When you bringing in a 93 overall, 99 speed, 99 excel, 99 agility type running back who also got good ball vision and can break tackles, you're in a situation. And then takeoff is right behind him, and he can give them complete good minutes. It's like the six man coming off the bench, right? A what? A soda? Yeah. So I think they can. I think they're in position, right? And then, all right, here go the conversation that's going to make you really be like, what the fuck? And I don't know if you're reaching right now. I could argue that he has. This is the best receiver room he's ever had too.
I don't
Are
like
you
not
are you are
disagree
you
because
are
of
you ready
the.
to call me crazy for thinking that? Because you know what came out of that program already. But I think this might be the best receiver room yet.
I don't disagree just because of the put together of it. I think the receiver he had last year, there was one that's missing from last year. I do like
Yeah,
maybe
you're talking about
last year's a little bit.
the kid from New Jersey.
Yeah, I think maybe last year's might have been better, but I don't disagree with like you saying that about this year's too.
Here, mom. Come here.
Last year's class to me though, I think was extremely, extremely, extremely good though. That's why I had Ohio State coming back to being that top three, barring that he plays Oklahoma, UNC, or you know what I'm saying, Colorado like beforehand. But yeah, his receiver room last year was a big part of why I was saying that. So I
Actually,
can
I
see
thought
that this
Quincy
year.
Porter was the one that left, but it wasn't. You lost that. You lost Henry.
He lost there you go. I was about to say he lost the one. That's the one that I was like, yeah, bro. Like he makes me all that's nigga that made me alter like I was altering the adjustments towards him. That was my game plan early. Like Henry was the guy I circled. Everybody else obviously is dogs, but I think when you got a receiver like Henry was, it was just like okay, like yeah. So I did like last year's receiving room a little bit more, but I don't think that like Quincy's a drop off from just giving you that same feel. Like when I came over
I
here
take that
week one,
statement
I
away.
looked at
I take that statement away. I didn't. I thought Henry came back. I'm sorry. I thought
yeah,
Henry came back.
Henry last year's team, last year's receiver room though. But I like Babe Boy down here, Lemon, whatever the fuck his name is. Another 6'4", just birthing out receivers. This nigga came out of Texas. I gotta start. What the fuck? I gotta start going back home. Oh, you're 5 star. I must not have seen this or lost it. Probably lost it.
It's a
But
little disappointing, especially when he had the hours on receivers more than anybody, right? Like he can go 65 hours in season one, while the rest of us were still sitting on 50 hours at the receiver room. I would say, I mean, this is a luck of the draw too, but like not bringing in one freshman with a trait outside of an impact kind of concerns me a little bit.
yeah, but I'm not super super worried because he'll get another go at it. He's got
Hmm.
Zelda Storm, the junior Hakeem, Limon, and maybe one of these juniors up top might not both leave, and then he still got the portal. And God forbid, all of the receiver jumps he might get and shit, all that. Like Darby might get.
Are they still wide receiver you?
I think so. Yeah, I was about to say. I was just about to say. I still think when I think about Ohio State and the way that the league has been transposed, I literally think about them producing the best group of wide receivers probably every season. Like there's some better wide receivers that have better years via North Carolina, maybe via Arizona State or via Colorado. Like well, Tennessee lately, but like room to give you every asset, every weapon. I think Ohio State's definitely probably top three, top two.
This is where they become that conversation with LSU, DBU again to me, right? Blaine Bradford is the 2026 number one strong safety in the nation. He came out and went to Ohio State. He's in his junior year right now, and I think he gives them that same look Babe Bull gave him that transferred in from Alabama.
I couldn't tell if he was talking about him or if he's talking about Holly though, because I feel like
Holly is
Holly
the
might
number.
do it.
Holly was the number one safety in his class as well. That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
getting at.
Holly's more of like or really the combination of both of them just really gives Caleb Downs because I feel like Holly was the one he was ball hawking, but who was ball around the actual, like ball hawking in the sky, who was around the football the most? Blaine. He was around the football a lot.
Look, Brandon Bayless was another one of them top safeties, and like when he's bringing in top five guys at their position in every one of these classes, right?
I think Caleb definitely helped out with that for sure.
Yeah, sure. Caleb Downs had everything to do with that. And then you look at the cornerback room. Hyde was the top five corner, right? Looking at Bartow, top five corner. Willie in this year's class, 4-star. I'm not gonna call him top five, but you got redshirt freshman Coffee. Like I'm doing this on purpose. I want you to see
Now his
what they
corners have been going.
yeah
His
what they've
corners have
been
been
doing.
tough.
Hmm.
Corners have been tough. He's been definitely staying true to the identity of what he was presented year one. Foundationally, you got Davidson and Big Woo, and then you got Jeremiah Matthews, and then you got the other young corners we got. We got a couple of young corners when we start, and then obviously we're wide receiver you, and then Caleb and Hartfield grew up on his team. I know he did just because Hartfield's going to go through, I think, all the way till his senior year. So that was another good safety.
Does
The
Jordan Plug?
hardest thing to reciprocate is Sony Styles. I don't know if he's ever had another Sony Styles at linebacker.
I believe he did, and the kid was a freshman last year. Let's see where he at now. He might have moved him. Hold on, where that kid at? He was in the top. He was about to win the fucking defensive player of the year award. Where the fuck is he? Maybe he lost him. I thought he was a freshman last year. Maybe he lost him or he changed his name. Antonio, if you're watching, I'm looking for that kid. Is it him? It might be Isaiah Young. It might be him.
I did look at him. I thought maybe that was the
It,
same type
it,
of
it was
feel.
somebody last year that was in the top conversation awards
I
race
think it was.
all
I
year.
think it was Isaiah. I think it was Young because he gives that same feel with all the like hitting shit. Because
Isaiah
Sony's
Young just
in-game
came.
shit
He
is.
just got here. I'm looking for. He had a
Countdown.
Mike linebacker that was that nigga last
Name
year. Or
change.
there you go, Heart Throne right here. Here you go. This the nigga. So when you say Sony Styles, here you go right here, the 5-star. Like he went bonkers last year. Look at the numbers: 74 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, half a sack, 6 picks
Okay.
last year.
Club.
And it's a true freshman. Okay,
It's either
okay.
him or Clump. Remember,
Oh, this was the true
yeah,
freshman I
yeah, it
asked.
was
Now
a
this is the
true
true freshman. I
freshman.
asked if
Yeah,
anybody was playing true freshman. He said I got a linebacker. Okay, okay. So I like this. Like this is. I think he's bringing back, keeping staying true to his identity. Um, and I think that's really, like I said, why I could never really see Ohio State. Like,
like
I think this is one of those
He has
situations.
the Reese and Sony Styles replacement already on this
Ready.
roster.
And I think that's part of just the dynasty look. He's got him young. He's got him playing young. No different than when you Ohio State stud and you come in, you play as a true freshman. And by the sophomore and junior years, he's got him lined up to be on a championship caliber defense. And I think that's what we're witnessing right now. You got the free safeties that we just looked at, and the linebackers,
And
and you got, I
edge
think,
rushers, because Ohio State usually have a defensive lineman,
at
whether it's D
least we
tackle
at
or.
least I was about to say we at least got one that screams, and then we got a fat boy
Hmm.
that understands the assignment. If he's not white screaming off the edge, he's black, and then we got a black D tackle for sure. It look like they
So
got two white D
so who is
tackles.
it? I think it's Alex Corey. I remember we was battling film. I think he's gonna be the next great one, especially as a redshirt sophomore, right? But
I
Otis is
think he's
ready to
definitely
go.
like combo 2-bit. I remember these two white boys in the middle. They're good. 2-bit.
And
Yeah,
I think he
he's the
changed
guy.
that
Yeah,
nigga
yeah.
name. Is this the guy Simon Stern? This is one of those guys that I take. No,
True
where
bit.
the
He changed
here
the
you go, the
name
elite
because he
guy,
put his.
him. He was a guy that he was great. Put a plus pick him pick, and I'm like, don't use it because he already da da da. Put it on somebody else, and because I knew this guy was gonna be a problem. Like, and, now, but the
I
question is
think
this
this
though:
nigga's D
6'3",
tackles. His D
6'2",
tackles name
288.
is. But listen, though, I'm telling you straight up. When I played them, the D tackles, they were doing what they were supposed to. They have a good tenacity about them. I think anytime you got a D tackle that's wearing a single digit number, um, listen,
And both of them, 1 and 18. Look, and I believe you because remember in Nebraska in 2024, them two D tackles in 23 and
yeah,
24,
but
both of them went to the league.
it's
One wore 9, one wore
it's
0.
some intention behind these boys. I think really the edges are built around the D tackles for real. If I had to get a feel, I really didn't feel Kilt from his edges. I felt Kilt from interior when Ohio State did do what he was due. Presented some three-man fronts too and everything. Yeah, he get mixed it up. Like I said, I think Ohio State is going to be right back where he is left off. Which is why I
When you
definitely
look
don't
at
mind the early
and,
battles like that
and
going
and I
against
think the
teams like that.
boosters they take everything in consideration. Do they want a national title? Yes, but when they look at the roster reconstruction and how they building this team, they got to be pleased that their money is being well spent.
Yeah, like it ain't out here like he robbing them. It's a fucking dog eat dog world. There's literally 100,000 or I mean several thousand loser coaches, and there's only like a couple winners at every level. You know what I'm saying? Every championship level, there's a couple winners.
And to me, I think they got the weapons and protection. That's this where it comes down to. Do they have the offensive line to take them to a national championship? Cheeseman is back. He's an All American. Paul
I
Brock,
think yeah.
redshirt sophomore, their center
If they not
dog.
matched up against if they not matched up against which if they not matched up hurtfully against like those top dogs consistently like throughout the whole playoff run, like I would hate for him to have to go through a playoff run where he saw several Alabama looking ass D lines. Like I think there's good teams, there's gonna be good teams, but I think some teams their D lines might not all look the same. Certain games he might be able to fare better than others. I know our game like he was able to run the ball decently well, and then he was able to really protect his quarterback as long as he, minimized. I feel like bonehead behind the line of scrimmage things,
Me
but that
personally,
takes
I
being
think
locked in as
they
the play calling.
right.
You know what I'm
I,
saying? Making sure
I
you call to your strengths.
I think the stars line up. I think Ohio State could be one of those teams you have to look at as being able to play for a national championship this year, right? And it comes down to who they play, right? They got past you week one, 38-30. They come off this bye week to prepare for number 11 Texas A&M. Then they got UCLA and at Tennessee. After that, is there a team on the schedule that can fuck with them? Like this team to me, if they can get past these next three games,
I think that's the way they're looking at it too. I really do think that I'm telling you, we're looking at a one-loss Ohio State team
they
goes
can
in.
literally develop their talent if they once they get through Texas A&M, UCLA, and Tennessee, and they're going to be favored at Texas A&M. They'll be favored in that game. They're going to be favored home against UCLA, and they should be favored on the road against Tennessee.
In Rocky Top though will be tough,
I
but I think
fixed
that's another.
names.
I think that's another game. Like I said, I did a drop last year. Um, I called I called three teams. One team lost to the championship team. The other team lost to me, and then you lost to Arizona State. I mean Arizona State. Who'd you lose to?
Arizona State in the championship, I mean the
Arizona State.
playoffs,
Yeah,
quarterfinals.
Arizona State, which is I mean just it could be as toss up as any. But I'm willing to put Ohio State back in that top three of like top three teams this year of just being able to make it back. Definitely um, top four. I mean, quarterfinal, and then depending on who they line up against, if they don't line up against one of those other two or three teams that I'm thinking of, that they have a real probability chance of being in that semifinal.
Now, one thing that Alabama kind of knew early that I know it took me like maybe a season. I think the season where I lost last year when I lost Julian Lewis to the portal. Uh, One thing that really helps the team is where guys get drafted at. First round draft picks will make if you got the right trait shit on your on your coach will make the next guy coming up develop into a monster. Now, and I bring that up to say this: Torrey Newkirk was a first round pick. He actually was the first quarterback off the board. And most people thought, okay, so what are you going to do? He lost Demon June at running back. He lost Sadler at receiver and Newkirk at quarterback, right, when it comes down to North Carolina. But then when you have an elite quarterback on your bench just waiting, as long as he don't hit the portal on your ass and you send a quarterback to the first round, you're going to be sitting on 70, 80 points if you've done it the right way, right? Um, and I bring that
And
up
to
to
not
say,
mention all the passing records,
exactly,
passing stats for the year. Like, trust me,
exactly.
all of that gets accounted for. All of that comes with extra XPs and bonuses.
I
Like,
watched him spend his points on an elite quarterback. You had just texted me and said my controller dead, but I'm still here. And Falk was snapping like, "Yo, oh my God!" He showed me the points that he had on this quarterback, and then he started to apply those points and turned this motherfucker into a motherfucker, right? So my question is this: is he in a better situation? Newkirk was a pure runner. This quarterback is actually a quarterback. Like he's getting traits on this quarterback that he couldn't get on Newkirk.
put your
Newkirk.
share play up.
Oh yeah. I forgot my
You straight?
bad.
No, you straight. Nah, I think. I mean, like I said yesterday, or like I told somebody in the chat the day after, because I really don't be on niggas rosters for like I do a lot of focusing on fucking Oklahoma shit. All right.
I'm only on them because I be giving
Well, you know
niggas
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I be giving them real
I
life
told other
players and
niggas
shit.
just because you know what I'm saying. Like I ain't know what was up after the off season, but I figured and I told Fogg I said anything archetype better than pure runner, and he's been there since 2 years. I know exactly what he's gonna look like. So yeah, like I'm honestly Burgess is going to be a problem, and you know what's the craziest part? He's not gonna leave. Why? Because this is only his first year playing. The only way he's even thinking about leaving, and I'm sure it'd be great for Falk if he achieves, but the only way he thinks about it is if he wins a national championship.
And
Other than
then
that, he is not going anywhere.
right, and then you got Caden Kraft who just came out of the 28 class, actually the number 3 quarterback in the 28 class, and he's elite. So if Burgess did leave, he gonna get a boost from here. This guy too. So you'll be looking at an 88 overall by the time he sees the field, if he has to see the field. So I think they're in good hands, and I think they are in a better spot now. You cannot sit here and act like a Tory Newkirk wasn't who he was. He hold every record known to man as a passer and all that, but pure runner archetype versus backfield creator changes some things right now, right? And then when you got this type of speed at quarterback, and we saw him tap into the pure runner with Newkirk over the last 2 seasons, I think Burgess gets a clean slate of now I understand how quarterback running is, along with a guy that actually is a quarterback profile, right? Like pure runner mean I got a running back at quarterback, and I'm trying to make shit happen. Backfield creator is I can do whatever the fuck I want with a guy that can give me the traits to be able to help make those traits even better.
Yeah, niggas might see the list as repetitive, but I also just for that reason alone, I also have North Carolina top three. Like, I don't see why I would put them anything less than based off the status of the league
Is there
and
more
where they're
pressure
at.
on them this year to go to a national championship, or was it more last year because of what they brought back last year?
I feel like people would say last year, but I think it's more pressure this year because I personally know the coach. I think last year, Tory Newkirk definitely was at his peak. Everything in UNC was his peak, but I also think that like that tried to push Falk to play a little bit more uncapable of how Tory could really like do it. There was a lot of, like I said, big throws. I think I said it last time. A lot of big throws or big moments to me where I feel like Tory's play style, literally being that pure runner, was tough.
Yeah, and then they just ran into a hot Alabama team who put pressure on everybody played,
And
right?
then
Like
there's that,
they
yeah.
turned your offense into like you got 2 seconds, not 4. You got 2 seconds, not 3. Like get the ball out or something going down. And if you can't
And when
match
you
that
got
with a run
and when
game,
you
it's
got
over with.
yellow and that when you got yellows too, like even when he was attempting to, there was if you got yellows happening, bro, there's not a lot of confidence that builds. One for the player or for the coach calling the
Yep, that's
plays,
when them
man.
errant
And I
throws,
just
the easy throws become misses when
and
they
I just feel
yellow.
like that shit for a guy that I know is prideful on where he's throwing the ball, how he's throwing the ball, and like logic behind it can throw everything off. Where I feel like the only thing now he's really looking at is really just going to be young mistakes, and he knows how to mask that.
But
Where a Tory, he was
if you
expecting
North
a lot for a
Carolina,
Tory,
not to cut you off, I'm
so he
sorry,
was
but
putting him in a lot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but if you North Carolina, right, and the way you lost in that playoff game, you didn't you know talent wise you can line up and get busy. But you physically got beat the fuck up in that game. No disrespect. Alabama came in physically. They did it to everybody they played. They out physical you. And that's what happened. Like the offensive line couldn't sniff a block, right? I've never seen offensive linemen not know who to block. It was almost like they didn't game prep or nothing. Like they just wasn't blocked. They didn't know who to block. You seen them like literally double teaming air and missing motherfuckers, and that's due to what they did up front. Alabama did, and who they had up front, right? Because you never saw a North Carolina team struggle to a team that only rushed three
Yeah.
because they could counter it with the run game. But in that game, he couldn't run the ball at all. Like as soon as he got a handoff, he was getting hit. I seen times where in that game where he would go to run the football, and at the mesh point before the handoff even happened, a DN tackles both of them. So I ask you this question: to me, North Carolina, if I'm North Carolina, I come out of a game like that, like it's the trenches is where I'm trying to get shit right at. Like we gotta get better up front, right? And in 2020 and 2027, that was their problem. They had no good O line play. Remember, they couldn't run the ball at all in 27.
Yep.
And 28, you thought the picture was already painted, and then you found out that you wasn't as tough as you was up front, both sides of the ball, in that playoff game. So what did they do to help there? Because I think it don't matter. We saw them only had one fast receiver in
Shit, my fault.
2025, going into the 2025-2026 season, and they got busy. They got guys that's running all over the fucking place right now. Now,
Only person that matters right here is go back. Just want to circle. I want to circle him. This guy right here, from NC State. Um,
I think Jefferson and money.
apologize. I'm apologizing now for the league. No, this guy, NC State. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, NC State lost a dog.
Telling you. I'm
Five
telling you
star
right
too.
now.
Lost a
I'm telling.
dog.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. Oh wait, no, it might be the other one.
No, no,
No,
no,
it's not
no,
this
no.
one.
It's Marcus Money. You got
It
me
is
skipping.
money.
It's Marcus Money, bro. Like it's Marcus Money. This is the nigga right
It was.
here.
I'm about to say. I just remember they were both
Here
very
you
good
go. This the
freshmen
nigga right
there.
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't care what it says now. I really don't. I really don't. That nigga right here, he's gonna make either big plays, special plays, or what I'm telling you, when it's a go-to moment, I see it now. Marcus Money is gonna make plays.
And you notice how
Honey
his top
cut
two
and
receivers is 5 stars. Remember, it took him a couple years to even get a 5 star on his roster. Now he
yeah,
got two
yeah.
receivers on 5 star.
I don't. Yeah, I don't worry too much about it. North Carolina this year's a little bit different than last year, bro. I think if he had North Carolina last year,
You know
it would
what
have been a
hurt?
little bit.
You know what hurt him last year, and he ain't gonna admit to it. And you was on headset when I told him, "What are you doing, bro? Playing C.J. Sadler and Jay Jefferson at corner and receiver all last year when he didn't want to take them shirts off them freshmen that he got at corner right now that's going to play for him now. And I told him he should spot duty that shit. Jaden Jefferson shouldn't have been at 5'9", your starting corner, along with C.J. Sadler at 5'9", your starting corner. I think it took away from them as receivers. Like they wasn't ready to be Travis Hunters. Like they were spot duty hunters, but they wasn't ready to be full-time hunters. And I think now he don't have to worry about that. So I think this receiver room is going to give him more than he really was expecting out of him. They're going to give him more now because of that, right? Especially with
I think
a,
he's gonna
a
be methods
thrower.
and madness to some of these. That's what I'm saying. I think it's gonna be method and madness. The top three is gonna be there. There's gonna be some method and madness in between. But then I drop down to Robinson and Miles, and like I'm telling you, like there's gonna be methods to madness with those guys because I don't think Falk's bailing or cares about a damn normal when he knows he could get them one or two development traits in these certain years. Like, and then he's
And then
undecided right now.
and then Bryson Wright comes in
Yeah, this is
uh,
undecided.
elite, right? And if you don't know the name Bryson Wright, look it up. Most of y'all might know it if y'all look up the seventh and eighth grade 7-on-7 flag football and what Bryson Wright did on ESPN, right? He that type of guy. Like so, I think they're in a good situation going forward. And to me, whether you believe it or not, Max, what he got up top, all those guys in front of this kid, I think this kid gonna play more football and do more than the rest of them. And he's a 4 star elite. And I say that because I think he's gonna get him ready right now. Now he had 2 catches and 54 yards against LSU, but he scored. And he's 6'5", and I think that's gonna change the game. I think you'll see Honeycutt, Money, and Jefferson go crazy, but Bryson Wright will be in that conversation.
I'm I really I'm telling you, I think this is a good look. I think Fox and honestly with it, he's coming back, Robinson's coming back, Miles, right, and then he might look up with Jefferson and or Mooney. Like they might not both go. But
Crazy, right?
regardless, that's four coming back. That's like with that quarterback coming back, it's really like it's a couple other people that I feel like got a nice little like base mantra to their offense, a base mantra to certain groups of people that are I mean certain groups, position groups like Ohio State. Like I said, he's got those true sophomores and true juniors and a redshirt freshman and like all of the like the cornerback room, the linebacker room, and the safety room where he's really in a nice situation to watch guys grow up, put guys in certain packages, and know how to gel and everything. And like this is where the dynasty really kicks in, fellas. And I don't, it's nice to look at.
And
It's
that's
nice
what
to
he
look at.
been screaming, and most people might think as an excuse, or you can't get the anger out of you because
It's easy to
he
break down though.
yeah,
The
because
first
some
two
things he
years, you know what
say
I'm
might
saying?
make you think like he taking shots or make you think like I know for a fact niggas is taking him the wrong way a lot, right? You saw Albert do it when he said if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, and that turned Albert into wait, who the fuck, and he didn't really like. Sometimes people let's say I text you right now, and in that text you might read two words in that text that make you not read the rest of the text,
Or you already reading it slighted. You
and
read the
you
rest
and
of that
you
text
and
slighted
you and
because of them two words. You might read
yeah,
it, but
and you
yeah.
and your comeback is going to be more off of the two words that made you forget the rest of the paragraph, and you taking everything I say out of context. And I think there's a lot of guys that see him that way and do that with him, and not just this. I'm talking about over the long haul of him being in the league with me. But he said it. It's a young. We only in season 4, fellas. Relax. Like, and
Like
then you
in
gotta
season
give some
four.
niggas wiggle room. Like we are at. No, stop acting like this ain't North Carolina. No, some of the niggas that would have picked North Carolina would not be. They wouldn't even be playing no more right now. They'd be like, "Yo, bro, I need a new team," or they won't. Their energy wouldn't be how it is right now. So like that is in play right now, and I think we're in season 4. I mean season 5 right now, and I think now it
You
becomes
said
his team and his shit and him putting it together, and it's what he been
because, bro,
building
you
for four
gotta, you
years.
definitely gotta, like, year one, year two, you gotta take what's on the roster. You can cut and try to bring in 35, 35, but, like, all of them ain't gonna be ready to play. All of them not gonna be able to play. And not them all are gonna be able to stay the way that the new shit is. Then you got three and four for some people are really into their team. Like that's where their team becomes their team. But
Hmm.
also shit is gonna gauge, shit is gonna go differently. Like it's not like Fox and UNC trying to act like he's in UNC, go 3 stars and then some 4 stars. Fox and UNC swinging at all 4 stars, 5 stars, and then you know what I'm saying. Please play in the
And
game. Like
missing on
we
them five
enjoying it. We
stars for
playing
the
the
first
game.
three
Yeah,
years.
and he's playing the game, enjoying it. Like yeah,
He
he
might put
doing
nine
it.
five stars on his board and only can actually really go after
Exactly.
two
And if he
and
was really
waste the
trying to be
time.
like a UNC, like a real life thing or real life situation and do it like that, you know what I'm saying? He would go 4 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, transfer portals, build, and see what happens. But like, we're playing the game, you know, we're having fun with it. It's a dynasty about it. Like 4 and 5, 4, 5, and 6, you're not like, there's no fruits of the beginning labor. Like, not a single person here, basically at this point, is going to be basically here from the beginning starts of when we had it. Not to say that all those players are going to matter, but now it is solely based upon like how you layer years 2, 3, 4, and on, and how it's all trickling down. And like, are you hitting those right marks at the right times? True sophomores, true juniors, redshirt sophomore, redshirt. Like, are you, are you really like there, or is your roster looking like
Bro, behind
maybe
closed
all?
doors, Alabama ain't saying nothing different than North Carolina saying, but for some reason what North Carolina said is taken different. Right? Alabama said, and he been saying the same shit. Make the team mine. How many times I said that come out his mouth? I gotta make this team my football team. Don't matter if he got Alabama. Who gives a fuck? All him having Alabama did was allow him to go get the pieces he need to make his team his fast. That's it. But he was screaming the same shit. Right? So, okay, so you can't kill him for not being in playoffs. I mean, losing in the playoffs early and not being in the championship game, but you seeing 5 stars. Them niggas got to grow the fuck up. Then, not only do they got to grow up, you got to hope the fuck they stay around. You know, it's the quickest turnover is college football than anything else. On Madden, you get a nigga out the draft, you get to keep him until you can't afford him no more. Or you buy a package to be able to afford your players. You know what I'm saying? Like in college, you got a 2-3 year window with these niggas, and they still got to develop, and you need them to be play outside of their mind in them first 2 to 3 years before they even fucking leave anyway. Then if you take the development process with them, look at me. I put my receiver. I had a 6'6" 5-star receiver, Calvin Russell, dog. And his shit was playing style all the way up until the advance before players leaving. It changed the shit to playing time and got skedaddled on me. I lost 2 elite receivers that would have been freshmen right now on my roster that are on that are on Maryland and UCLA right now, and they did not have deal breakers as playing time. But by the time we got to the players leaving, they were deal breaking as playing time. So I say that to say, like, Falk say certain shit, and a lot of us is doing it or thinking it. But then when he say it, a lot of us get mad at what he said or how he said it, and I guess use that as fuel or use that as competition or something like that, right? But he's saying the same shit, and we're in season 5 right now. So now I think this is when you start paying attention, because this is the time where there's not an NIL player left. If it is they got to be registered seniors,
Yeah, they'll be redshirt seniors.
right? So this is your fucking football team, period.
Like Denson's a redshirt senior. He's like the last of them, like that type of
hmm
people. Bryce Underwood, Denson.
Yeah, I got like maybe 2 guys left on my team that's NIL players.
So I don't think I got any.
Yo,
What up, Booney?
what's going on?
But you see the conversation though. Like when I say he been screaming the same shit, actually Alabama been screaming, make the team mine, and that's that, right? Again, the difference is resources, right? Alabama can get to that faster. I counted
I
last
think, like
week.
I said, people was dressing up with Newkirk, what he was doing, with what he had. Like, let's not forget Newkirk is what he had. Like,
Right,
that's what he had. Ain't what
but
he brought in at all.
I counted. I did. And I asked anybody to do this. And when y'all do it, type it in the comment section right now, or even in the chat. Go to your team right now and count how many elite football players you got on your roster. I got 12.
Hey,
And I'm gonna show y'all something. And this is just Alabama knowing what he's doing in recruiting, understand how to do it, understand how to match his coaching shit up with everything, and then having Alabama pitch him in a situation. Now I got Colorado and I got 12. Whether they turned into elite players because they went up at the end of the year, or they were elite coming in, right?
Shit,
But
I got 10, and all of mine are recruiting. No, like, development. I just got 6 last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really only have 4.
all right, so this is the first year that I don't see an elite quarterback on Alabama. Boom, go ahead. What you trying to say before we get heavy into this?
man, I
Yo,
forgot.
boom.
I forgot it's gonna come back to me.
All right,
Go ahead. I was listening to
all
you.
right. And his running back room, no elites in his running back room. Now think about what I'm ready to say. And the receiver room, not one elite. Tight end room, his tight end is elite, and I'm almost guaranteed he didn't come in elite. He developed into that elite. That's one so far on Alabama route, because everybody keeps screaming, "Oh, he got all the 5 stars, he got all da." But right now, I only counted one fucking elite player on this roster. Here we go. At left tackle, none. At left guard, none. At center, none. At right guard, none. At right tackle, none. At edge rusher, left edge, none. At right edge, 1, 2. That's 3 elites so far on his roster as a whole. At D tackle, it's just 3 so far. At Sam, is there not a Sam linebacker on this team? Nope. 3 elites so far, and we are at 4 at will linebacker. 5 total. All right, at corner. 6 at safety. 7, 8 star kicker, star punter. He got 8 total elite players on his roster right now, all right? And that matters. Elite fucking matters, whether it's development or how they play on the field. Now, 5 stars matter as well too, but as a whole, he has 8 elite players on his roster. Now, Did he have more last year? A lot of niggas went to the draft last year. I'm quite sure he had a whole bunch of motherfuckers that was
I was
elite
about to
last
say
year as
I'm
well.
last quite sure I'm last year was really the
But
year,
we
but
talking about right now, right now. The 5 stars help you and everything, right? Because a 5-star impact gonna play lights out just like he was a 4-star star, right? I do believe that now. Uh, but that's where he at right now, and that shit matters, right? So it's all about construction and how you putting it together and what you have right now, right? Because I'm quite sure when the season's over and we go into the next year, he's going to gain some stars, going to turn into elites, right? We know that, and you don't know what he's bringing in this year. So keeping that pool total together, how many you said you had, Max?
I think
10.
it's at 10. I got 4.
Yeah, 6 last year in the class, and then 2 the year before that at linebacker, and then 2 years ago the corner my quarterback Bentley, and then my corner Mayo.
Arizona State, no elite quarterback, an elite running back that he turned to that. Wide receivers.
Oh wait,
So
that's
that's
elites. I'm
Hey,
talking about 5 stars. I don't even know
can
how many elites I have. It might be less than
can I
that.
rebuttal? Can I rebuttal that real quick about
yes,
Alabama?
yep.
Because you said that he has to construct, man. I don't think he really have to do too much to construct that team.
Nah, he
You
did
know
it
what I
already.
mean?
It's done already.
I get what you're saying, but when you get those recruits, those 5-star recruits, man, it's really plug and play, honestly. And then if they
Nah,
gain,
it is plug and play because I know that from Colorado. I had 2 5-star recruits on my defense, and they was lights out the moment they came in the program right
and
away.
then
They wasn't
from year to
elite. They were normal
yeah.
impact shit like that, and they was the best players on my team.
But from year to year, also, those players get those points. So even if they sit on the bench, you know what I mean? I think he might have those traits where they get those points just sitting on the bench. In the next year, you know what I mean? They got a gang of points. So it's like he is benefiting from his team.
The one thing we learned from college football when it first came out last year in 2025 is the niggas that got the 5 stars all over their roster is going to be an advantage over anybody. Remember what Hoodie did?
Mm-hmm.
When we lined up and
Yes, you.
played Hoodie, he didn't outcoach nobody. He outplayed everybody. Hoodie literally can change his motherfucking his play style up. Late as hell, Rob. Literally can literally change his play style. Hoodie was changing his play style up game to game because he had the motherfucking 5 stars everywhere to do it. I remember it because I remember Falk got his first 2 5 stars with Syracuse, and them 2 players was unblockable on his D line. You couldn't block them, and
Yep.
Hoodie had 22 of them. So again, you look what Arizona been doing in his shit. He has an elite running back. Then you get to his receiver room and his elite. And remember, Cooper Reed been that nigga. He wasn't elite coming out, but he been that nigga since year one, right? And you seeing it because I'm ignoring the star players. I'm just talking about elite right now. All right. So right now we see 2 elites on his roster. Get to the O line. 3, 4, 5. D line. 6, 7, 8, 9. He got 9 elites on his roster right now. Clemson.
I have 3. T, Mike, and FS.
1,
At Sue.
Let me see about my actual
2,
elites.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So correction, yeah, that was 5 stars I was talking about. I got 7 elites with 2 of them being freshmen, like true freshmen this year.
Clemson got 8 total elite players on his fucking roster right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I lost 2 to the portal. That's 7 right now. Receiver, I had 2 more receivers. 7. 8. Whole lot of stars on that old line. We got to be a problem. 9, 10, 11,
Wait, whose roster is this?
mine. We got 11 on Colorado roster. 5
So I
of them
got
in
a
the running back room.
So do that
2
raise another
quarterbacks.
question?
What's that?
You was in the Final Four last year, right?
Not the Final Four.
Elite Eight maybe.
I was in Elite 8 and I was in a championship the year before.
So depending on who else, man, like everybody in the Elite Eight, maybe Final Four, averaging 7 to 8 elite players.
Whether they developed them or they got them.
Yeah,
Yep. I
yeah,
agree with that. That's why I'm bringing it up.
yeah.
I agree with it. So it ain't just the 5 stars matter, but having elite matters too, because every running back that I got is elite damn near. And only one of them a 5 star. All the rest of these niggas is 4 stars.
Yeah, I think definitely having a elite as a skill player matters the most. Like for real.
The only person that would have, well, we didn't go through Rob's. Rob's would be the only person that we don't know.
Cause
It
you
was his
played
first
Rob,
time.
right?
It was his
Yeah.
first time in the elite eight. No, Clemson played Rob.
Cleveland played Rob. Okay.
Yeah, that was his first time in the second round of the playoffs.
1, 2. This is Florida. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This brings up what you said, Boom. You got 7 so far. All right, so is Florida underachieving with 7 elites on their roster right now?
I think
Were
I
all
put
them
foot.
playable elites?
Hmm?
Like none of them were like true freshmen.
Um, yeah, he got true freshman. Nah.
Cause I
They
said
all
I got.
playable.
Cause I said I got 3, but only really got 2. Cause one of them a freshman. He came my
Mm,
quarterback.
Yeah, I was about to say I got 7, but 2 of them are true freshmen. So it's like it just depends.
Florida State said he had 3.
I think definitely if you're pushing 5, it definitely questions like capabilities,
1.
like what's happening.
Like you shouldn't have 13 running backs on your team. This is ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 running backs on your team. One of them elite. 2. That's 2. 3.
Lol.
You know what though? Because I did make a statement. I said, is Florida underachieving off of what Boone said, having at least 7-star elites? I mean, 7 elite players on your team. Remember, Florida went on vacation one year, and then he tapped out off of that argument over thinking that you gave him a 50-50 on purpose. So 2 seasons straight, he
Yeah,
kind of threw away, right? Like
Gators.
he kind of threw them away. There you go, right there. He kind of threw those seasons away. So I don't want to say he underachieved. I'll take that back. But LSU been coming back to rank the #1 team in the nation every year, and I only count
uh,
three elites right now.
Yeah.
that's just this year. I think he lost them all for real.
Yeah, he
That's why
did
he
lose.
only came back. I
Yeah.
think that's why he only came
4.
back. Whatever. Yeah, he came back like late this year. I mean, like in he came back in like the back end. Like I think it was like 9 to start the season or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
he only got
So
4 right now, but he did lose a lot to the portal off season. So you're right. Can Miami get back to it right now? Let's see what they dealing with. Come on, Harold. 1. Now that Shogun's got the team, he only got 1 elite so far.
yeah, Guns got his work cut out over there.
Yeah, he do. Definitely do. But he in
Especially
Florida,
with
so if
starting over,
he attacked
especially with
Florida,
starting over with a coach though.
all
He's
you
got
gotta
his
do is
work
go
cut out.
watch the Miami 30 for 30, both part 1 and 2. He attacked that and watch what they did recruiting wise, and he attacked Florida the way he should. Is over with. Yeah, he got work to
Yeah,
do over here.
the blueprint's definitely out though.
Yeah, he got work to do over here. And I'm not counting another one. Elite. It's 2. And I'm not counting because 4 stars are just important. I mean, stars is just as important. And then you could go even farther. 5-star impact is just as important, right? So they got work to do over there. Let's look at Notre Dame. 1. He got 2 quarterbacks. He just brought 1 in. I was bad on with him for him. He got 2 quarterbacks. 1 a freshman, 1 a redshirt freshman. You could say it's safe at the quarterback position. His running back elite, that's 3. 4, Edelman. 5, redshirt freshman. I mean, redshirt and the freshman, 2 freshmen this year. That's 5 though total. 6, at guard, sophomore. 7, junior at edge rusher. 8, sophomore redshirt at 93 overall at edge rusher. He got a lot of stars running around too, though. So yeah, 8. 8 star kicker, normal kicker. Notre Dame sitting on 8 right now. So what's the conversation around that?
Well, Notre Dame's conversation's been exactly that. Like,
But do you count the 2 losses I gave him versus the computer by accident? Not that. Do you count that as
it's just like in those seasons, like, don't leave it down to because you still lost both times. I think you still lost like 3 times in both of those seasons. Like, I just think still out of that, you got to come out because you're independent and you don't get a CC. You got to know that and you got to find ways to make sure you limit to 2 losses. Like, and then the last couple of seasons, like, he's been
2,
3 loss teams.
3? Ohio State got 3 so far. 4. 5, 6,
You gotta put Indy in the pack so he can get that group of 5 bid.
7. Ohio State got 7, and they've been in the quarterfinals. They've been in the semifinals. Like I think Boone on to something there. How many you said you had, Max?
7. 2 being freshmen, but last year, who did I lose? I might have lost 1 or 2 last year.
1. And Julian Lewis wasn't. I made him an elite. He ain't even playing for him. 2. He made him elite. 3. 4. This nigga got 3 in his receiver room. That's what's up. 5 tight end. Oregon got 5 so far, and we ain't even get to his lineman yet. Six, sophomore right tackle. I gotta do a stars too. Stars and elite players. He got 6 so far. So Oregon got 6. He right underneath that 7 that Boone eloquently put out there like that. And I think Boone onto something with that. I think Boone onto something with that. Because you take that with the 5 stars in consideration, and then you can really kind of get a handle on like the winning. How many you got, Boone?
I think Boone said he had like 5.
Tati just lost an elite quarterback. Ain't nobody on here so far. Let me find out. All right, we're going to have a conversation in a second. Hold on. Hold the fuck up. I just got through the whole offense, and they don't got 1 elite in Texas right now.
Yeah, man.
But to me, that's self-imposed.
Absolutely.
They got 1 freshman they just brought in, Deion Smith at D tackle, 6'5", 335, elite, 87 overall. 2, all right, he getting back to it, but right now, shit. Yo, bro, he got two elites on this team, and they both just came in this year's class, Texas. So let's talk about that right now, right? Texas is ranked 13 right now. Is that an underachieving program?
I think so, for sure.
I completely agree with that. The fact that Texas hasn't had a conversation about their coach being fired at all tells you a lot, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's blind faith or like, like I said, it's not always as good as you think on the other side sometimes with this coach shit, man. Like, fire that guy and get another guy that pisses them
I
off
think
just as
Texas is
much.
just on some. We not the buyout for firing our coach. We gonna let his contract run out because the buyout is too much. We ain't doing that. But they a program that like they need to get it the fuck together. And then you got some of these programs that kind of step it up. Look, I ain't even like you looking at shit. UCLA got elite running back. That's crazy. I got 5 elite running backs right now. That's fucking crazy. 2, he look. This was my receiver. He fucking stole him. This was my guy. I lost
Yeah,
him.
look,
He elite.
overall, do you feel like you bringing in a lot of elite running backs? Like, are you building a pipeline there with running backs? Like,
I think so. I like. I almost. I completely think so. Now here's the problem: we're not going after any right now at all. Not saying we won't go get anybody right now, but we're not going after anybody right now. You got to think about what I'm saying right now. Over the last 3 seasons, we had a first and second rounder go in the draft at the running back position, and that helps with the development as far as the points they getting at the end of the year because of people getting drafted, and then having that freshman and sophomore extra build with some of your coaching traits and shit. But like Haddon, elite. Edwards, elite. He's the only 5-star in my room. He was the #1 running back in his class. The number 11 overall player in that class. Gabriel's came in. It's the nigga me and Boone was beefing for late at the end of the year. He's elite. And then I just brought in Makai Rhodes, who's elite. 28-28, #1 running back in that class.
Yeah.
In real life, when I say #1 running back in the class, I'm talking about real life. Like Kavion Bryant was the #1 receiver in the 2026-27 class at quarterback, right? Makai Rhodes I named him the #1 running back in that class. Not saying that he was the running back #1 player in the class itself, but when I name guys real life players and everybody getting them, I go to everybody roster and I give them real life players. And some of the players I might not change their name, I just give them real life attributes. So when you look at it, right, like we got 5 running backs in this room, and they all underclassmen. Now a lot of them are going to be draft eligible, but like Haddon, as long as he don't go anywhere because of deal breaker, he's straight. Edwards as well, Gabriel as well, right? They all young boys, right? Then you're looking at Tally and then elite. Tally development comes off of the last 3 years of me having guys go in the first round and second round at running back. And then Rhodes will turn into a monster once he gets some development points. Because if Platter leave and go to the league, he going to get that #1 jump again. So we cool. Again, I lost 2 elite receivers to the portal, and we got one. We only got 1 receiver in we had 3. So we would have had 3 elite receivers, and then 2 of them got drafted last year that was elite, and then I lost 2 to the portal. So that's 4 receivers that was elite that I lost. Pitts came back on red shirt, and then I lost to 2 young boys, which is going to kill us. But the guys that got stars and elites on their offensive line are going to be the ones that's going to be problems later on. Like that's important to me because on my right tackle room, I finally got a star. I've been getting normals like a motherfucker, even if they 5 stars. And I finally got a star. But at the guard and center position, is nothing but stars. And depth, right? Whether it's a transfer portal or I recruited them niggas. Depth. We got depth there. So, again. So, the guys that's normal probably going to get cut from the center room. But Eric Hardrich, who I didn't name nobody yet, he's a star. Unger came from the portal. Bryant came from Arizona. I mean, he came from Arkansas. He a star. He on a redshirt sophomore. And Robinson's a star who I recruited. But when you look at your O-line, that's what y'all need to look at. Look at your O-line and look at the star and elite players you got on that line, and it's going to tell you everything you need to know about when you playing niggas, right? Like when I looked at Rand team, you saw a lot more stars and elites at that offensive defensive line area. Those guys, like Arizona State, you saw it there too. Those are the guys that when they come down to playoff football, those guys, especially when they upperclassmen, they're going to be the guys that are rule roaders. Like, are they going to move niggas out the way, or they going to move you out the way on the defensive side of the ball? And you got to compete with that. So, yeah, I just think that people need to pay attention. And then I do think Boone made a great point. If you got 7 or more elites on your team, you're probably a top 8, elite 8 guy. Right? Then the evidence just show that, right, Max? There's no way around it. How many elites you got on your team, Falky?
Let's go look.
It don't matter if they 5-star, 4-star, 3 stars, as long as they're elite.
I know I got 2 at the quarterback, 2 at the receiver. That's 4. Hold on, I'm loading into it. I got 2 at quarterback, 2 at receiver. I don't think I got more than 7 or 8 though. I don't think so. But we about to see. All right, we on roster. We're not gonna go at quarterback because we know that's what we got.
You got 2 at quarterback, so that's 2.
Got two at quarterback. Let's go back. None at running back.
You got one at running back or none?
None at running back. One at
Okay.
receiver.
All right, three.
Hold on. Only one at receiver. I'm sorry.
Three.
That's three. O line, none. Left tackle, none. Right guard, one. So that's four.
Four.
All right, we on defense now. Left end, none. Right end, none. Tackle, none. Left out Sam line, none. Middle linebacker, none. Left outside, Will linebacker, none.
They got four.
No, I got three. Cornerback, none. Okay, safety, one. That's four. Yeah, I got four, bro.
North
You heard it?
Carolina, yep. And how many 5 stars since we started the league have you been able to recruit, whether transfer portal or high
I
school?
got two high schoolers and two in the portal.
Four total.
Hey man, we just North Carolina, man. No, we just North Carolina, man. We just want to be in the conversation, man.
All right. So we're looking at North Carolina at four. They played number one Alabama. Tennessee at number five in our top 25 rankings. They just came off a 31-19 victory over Washington. They're at TCU. We think that will be a win for Tennessee. Although we know Tennessee will beat a ranked team and then lose to a non-ranked team. So I'll ask Boone himself and then see if y'all agree with whatever he's about to say out of his mouth. Boone, do you feel like with your quarterback back, I mean, you did lose a big-time running back in Baker, but you got the receiver and quarterback back. Is this a time for y'all to take another step? Y'all did make it to the playoffs and lost round one last year, but do you feel like your team is in position roster-wise, culture-wise, and coaching-wise to be able to take the next step and make it playoffs and win a playoff game?
I think we're in a good position to, you know what I mean, make it all the way. You know what I mean? We just got to put it together, honestly. Man, so I'm going to let y'all know, y'all might not know this, man, but I didn't really pick up 25 at all because I was overseas.
Right.
So I didn't get a chance to actually play 25. So,
exactly.
And I just got back April. So, you know what I mean, me kind of, you know, picking it up this year. I'm still trying to figure some things out. You know what I mean? I'm on chat saying, hey, I ain't even know about traits.
Yeah, how you do this?
Yeah.
Nah, you right.
Bro,
you right. Take that into consideration.
My first 3 years, I didn't even know nothing about traits. I was putting it all on like overalls and shit, and the motherfucker was going to the league on me. You know what I mean? So I didn't know I had to keep him at like under 80 for him to stay type shit. So I think that I'm in totality, man. I'm kind of putting it together to make a run. I just gotta, you know what I mean, scheme my team to victory.
Because, you know, like sometimes people allow, you know, the shit talking and all that stuff to overlook what's really going on. For example, like you losing in the first round of the playoffs and anything you say in the chat, that's going, you know, people going to look at you sideways like, man, you know, get out, blah, blah, blah. But like, or a whole realistically situation, like this is the first year you actually, I mean, this is the first time you actually had a quarterback that's been around for a couple of seasons that you can actually grow your team with. How much of that plays into the factor on how you feel about your squad overall right now?
Plays a big factor, man. Like, I think my bright spot is my quarterback right now. I still feel like I have an unknown at running back. You know what I mean? I think we yet to break 100 yards with this guy. So my defense and my quarterback is and Wyatt, you know, that's my saving grace right now until we kind of put some things together, man, to get some other guys involved.
Receiver, right? Like Wyatt has been the guy. He's been that guy. He's been the best, if not the best receiver in the country. He's been the top 2 to 3 receiver in the country. I'll give you the opportunity to tell me why he's the best receiver in the country, and then I'll get back to my question.
Man, he's the best receiver, man, because you know, game after game, he delivers. No matter how many times we throw in the ball, man, he makes shit happen. And we're always in the game as long as he's in the game. Um, so I think that's why he's the best receiver in the league.
All right, you got talent around him at that receiver position that I saw you in spot games get them guys going, right? How important it is to be able to show that not only do you have the best receiver in the room, but you might have the best wide receiver tandem in the room when it comes down to Moa, Keys, and Legend Bay.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's just putting them together in spots, man, and putting them in position to make those plays, man. We've been in the practice mode, trying to mesh all the receivers together. I mean, coming out of 5 wide, and I think we have some concepts down that we like, and I think that this season, man, is gonna be a big surprise for a lot of people.
Now, the one thing to being able to play championship football is what you could do on the line, both lines of scrimmage, offensively and defensively. Do you feel like, especially losing big time running back in Baker, do you feel like offensively, because last year you struggled on the O line, and you still had the success you had as a whole. Do you feel like you upgraded at that offensive line? Because look, Boone, you finished in the top 6, 7, and recruiting this year. I mean, last offseason.
Yeah, I think my O line definitely got stronger from just within, and we had an addition to the starting line. I think my left tackle, not my right tackle.
So
No, right guard, right guard. Go ahead.
how much important to you, like just take yourself through the games that were won and lost last year, and let the world that's watching, the guys that's watching in the league, people that's not showing us that's watching, let them know how important it is in college 2026, how important it is to have a front 5 and a front 7 on defense.
Oh man, very very important, man. The game is won in the trenches, man. If you can't run the ball, man, it's gonna be hard to win games. You know what I mean? I mean that's why I lost in the playoffs. I couldn't run the ball. Louisville had this number 96, that big bitch. I couldn't
Nah,
get
that
past
wasn't
him.
Louisville. That was UCLA. I mean USC that had that 96 nigga. Oh,
No,
they had one
what?
too.
It was him. Yeah, he had one too. And
Oh
we talked
God.
about it. We talked about it before, man. The big ass D tackle. He was fucking my center up. You know what I mean? Like, and I just couldn't get past him, so I had to kind of spread him out, man, and no homo, and just throw the ball and kind of come back.
All right. I mean, your schedule is your schedule. I'm gonna talk about marquee games right now. Your next week 3, September the 15th, home versus Arizona State in the home v home game. Right? Y'all played last year. Y'all finishing off y'all series this season. You were at Arizona State last year.
Silver
He is
Buddy went
now
to the league on me.
at coming to your building right now. How important it is to get this game at home?
Not very important, man. We don't want to lose early, man. If we take a loss, we would rather we take it late in the season. So we're trying to just run the tables, man, and end up 8-0. You know, before we hit those major games against Oklahoma and Alabama.
All right. So your marquee games will be September 15th, week 3. September the 29th at home versus Ohio State. You get Arizona State home. They're top 10. You get Ohio State at home. They're the number 3 team in the nation right now. You get a coming back Corey, being able to bring Arkansas back into the fold. You get them week 6 at home. You get Unk in Georgia October the 13th at home, right? Then you are home versus
Hi, bro.
Oklahoma, but then you're on a roll. What up, Lil Dev? You're on a road against Alabama and University of Florida on a roll right now. When you start looking at the marquee games that are the games that's going to determine what your season is, how do you prepare your team? I know it's one game at a time, but how do you prepare your team for a schedule like this?
Oh no, man. Like so, man. We preach one game at a time, man. But we'll be alive if we didn't look past TCU and see
Yo,
Arizona
bro,
State
your
that
team won.
being that we couldn't get past in the last three to 4 years. You know what I mean? So it will be crazy. Of course, we need to take care of TCU to be undefeated, but we'll be crazy if we said we wasn't looking at that game.
No doubt. Hell yeah, young Devin. How you doing, man? You getting your schoolwork and shit done? And yes, my Ravens did win. Yes, sir. That's
Yo,
what's up.
your Ravens.
They
That's
my
crazy.
Ravens now.
Your Ravens.
Now that
That's
Lamar
funny.
back, they my Ravens right now.
All
Fuck
right,
that.
man. We talked about these prostitutes, man, just jumping teams and shit.
Yo, chill. We got a young boy on chat right now. Leave it. Don't talk that prostitute shit. All that, man. Knock it off. All right. We get back to Tennessee, man. So and when it comes out of their boosters and fan base, what will be a success? Obviously, winning the national title will be a success. Can anything else have you look at your football program and say, you know what, we're there without winning the national title?
Nah, man, I think the title would do it, man. But I think just going deeper into the playoffs would do it also. I'm not saying that Tennessee does not have a rich history of winning,
Hmm.
but not like Alabama. You know what I mean with the championships. You know what I mean Ohio State,
Hmm.
Michigan. So we're just trying to find our footing on the ground. You know what I mean. And I think that our boosters are very patient with us, and the fan base, they just want wins. You know what I mean. They just want to win a season, something to be proud and happy about.
You bought in three quarterbacks, right? And over the last, since 2026, you bought the number one quarterback on the game in that class every year, boom. Kevin Harvey, and then you got Danny Warfel's son, both in on your team right now, waiting for their opportunity to start to play. Um, and then not just that, you also got another guy out of the portal that y'all got. Let me ask you a question: the reload in that quarterback room, how important is that?
Oh man, hey, competition is very important, man. I think uh, starting quarterbacks tend to get complacent, right? But when you
Hmm.
bring dogs in, and those young dogs are hungry, and they're not as good as the senior, but can be just as good.
Hmm.
I think it lights a fire up under that senior man that makes him want to prove himself that he's the guy.
You're gonna have a choice to make after this season when it comes out of quarterback play. Do you go with the guy that's more of a thrower that can run, or do you go with the guy that can literally Michael Vick the season away? We
Think
know your style of play, Lamar Jackson being one of your favorite players in the world, and the way you've been playing this video game, whether it was college or Madden, over the last decade. When you got a quarterback that's mobile and that can really get going, I'm not talking about 89 speed. I'm talking about a guy with 96. Like right now, Kevin Harvey is a 4.3 guy, and we know by the time it's time for him to play, he'll be somewhere between 96 and 97 speed. What will that do, and how excited are you for that? You better open that part of your offense up.
Man, it's hard to look past this season right here, man. But next season is definitely gonna be exciting. And it's a tough decision to make because we're going with someone that was scouted with elite talent and someone with star talent. It just so happened that the fastest guy has the star talent, but the guy that can throw the ball has the elite talent. So we'll have to see how they develop throughout the year, and we'll just have to make that decision.
Now, boom, over the last three seasons, you lost some really big talent to the transfer portal. What do you say to coaches that can't understand why these kids have this the say so to go anywhere they want in the country whenever they want? What do you say hot to people where you're a guy that's lost a lot to the portal, but yet still maintain getting wins and still keeping your program way head above water? What do you say to the guys that are losing guys to the portal all the time?
Hey man, just gotta stay the course, man. And I consider myself a player's coach. So when we bring those guys in on visits, man, we wind and dine them, man, and we bring the families in, and we show them what it is to be a Tennessee Volunteer. You know what I
Got
mean?
you.
So yeah, just keep the course, man, and whatever your program is doing, don't stray away from it, man. Just stay consistent.
All right. Miami went from ranked 15 to number 6 after beating Auburn 27-13. And they go to Penn State this week. My
I
question to you
remember it.
is, all right, Max. My question to one of y'all is this, or fault. Miami in mid-season, they fired their coach and hired an alumni of Miami, and a guy that really bleeds the University of Miami, Coach Shoguns. Do you think that's going to help change this program? We saw what he was doing with Florida State before he took the Miami job. One, do you have a problem with him taking the Miami job over the Florida State job when he had that program and going in the right direction? I mean, they won a playoff game, right? They were doing pretty good things right now. I think Miami saw that and figured we can get the guy that went to this school, played football for this school, to come back and coach this school instead of coaching the crosstown rivals. Do you think that'll give this Miami team a boost in recruiting? And turning the program around of being a ranked team winning. They got them at 6, so they think highly about that coach right now.
I think Miami's going to be able to definitely turn the recruiting around and keep that at a high level once he gets his feet back in and reestablishes the identity of the program. Um, as far as being able to, I think, jump back in the competition level or competitive level, I feel like it's definitely going to be a little bit tougher just because of when he caught them. I think he had something brewing real nice at Florida State,
Hmm.
and catching back in Miami is going to be a little tough. Fixing it, you got to like halt the mess, then you got to clean up the mess, and then you got to like turn the mess around. I think we could be looking at like this year we see sparks of it, but we don't really see the finished product or the full developed product until like next year.
I agree. Now, I do think they got to get a blue chip quarterback in this program
Yeah.
going forward, right? I like Page right now, but they got to get a blue chip in here. It looks like Fehoko could be that guy, but we'll see. Now, with that being said, though, the one thing this team did do, in my opinion, is they went and recruited legends, right? They went and go legacy players, right? When we start looking at this football program, right? One thing we know Coach Shoguns need is a running back room that can really carry that load, right? Jermaine Jordan, as a redshirt sophomore, coming back, 88 speed, 97 speed, 97 excel, and then they got true freshman Keelan Ville, who's coming in 95 speed, 95 excel. So you're starting to get the speed back in Miami. There's their slowest running back in their room runs their low 4.3, right? Like 4.38, 4.4 type shit. Like guys flying, they got good speed in their backfield right now. But where I like what they've been doing is they go get Nathan Moss. If you remember, Seneca Moss, not Santana, the younger brother, Seneca. Remember, they brought Santana Moss and Miami cheating. Look what they're doing right now. They're bringing guys in because they on probation right now. So they're bringing guys in on track scholarships and allowing them to walk onto the football program. Right now, we saw that happen in the early '90s. When not early '90s, late '90s with Seneca Moss, Santana Moss, and Seneca Moss, where they got track scholarships and then they walked onto the football team and went bonkers. But the NCAA watching them to make sure them guys really run a track, and they are. They're doing a really good job in it. And I bring that up because Nathan Moss is nothing different than what his dad and uncle was. You're looking at a guy that run a 4.2, sitting at 98 speed, 98 excel, as a redshirt sophomore. Is the U starting to get those guys back? Look at R.J. Wayne. That's Reggie Wayne's little son. He's sitting here as a true freshman, comes in as one of their best receivers right now, and he's elite. 6'1", 195 from out of Jacksonville, Florida. All right, you got Forrest Earl, senior. Probably not going to see the field, but overall wise is one of their best guys. And then they got A.J. Johnson, Andre Johnson's son, who is 6'4", 220 pounds at receiver right now. So my question to you is, they're going after the kids of the kids of the kids. They're going after the kids of the players that made the Miami University what they are, the U. Again, if they put their
Hmm.
blueprint back in Florida, like we're seeing right now, right? Because their guys, Hollywood, Florida, Millbrook, Alabama, you're looking at Florida, like Florida. You know what I mean? They in that blueprint right now. So my question to you is, how fast do they get on track? I mean, they already are setting at number 6 right now. How fast do he get this football program on track?
Wait, this is still Miami, right? At 6.
Hmm.
Like I said, I think this year will be a you find out who stays and who can go. I think next year will be a you get a first look at it, and then after that, that next season you're looking at like, okay, this is what we should be looking like full and full. This is not Miami at full peak, but like this is the Miami that we're gonna be comfortable as hell, coming out there and throwing at you full force.
Look, they had a head
And we're
coach
starting
named.
to have expectations of ourselves, you know what I'm saying? That type of team, that type of vibe.
If anybody can type in the comment section the head coach that won Miami's first national title, I'll give him a +2, +2. And I don't care if you look it up because most people ain't gonna know it.
Yeah.
It's the boy before Jimmy Johnson.
Yep, right before Jimmy Johnson. His first name is Bo.
Not Schemblacker. This
Yes, the fuck it was.
Bo Schemblacker won at Miami.
He was the Miami Dolphins coach, not head coach, but he was the Miami Dolphins head coach. I mean assistant coach. And then he took over the Miami job, and he turned the helmets from what they was to the University of U. It's Howard, not Bo. It's Howard was his first name. That's it. Hurry up. Type it in. You get the 2 points in. Go Google that shit. I'm bringing him up
Howard,
for a reason.
it's on a documentary.
Yeah, that's
What the
exactly
fuck's
why
his
I'm
name?
bringing. Exactly why I'm bringing him up. That nigga had a pipe in his mouth. He used to leave his pipe on the chairs of his recruits, so he had a reason to come back to see him. And he coached Miami during all them fucking riots and shit that was going on in Miami and shit. In 1983, he won a national championship. Howard Schnellenberger.
Schellenberger, yeah. Schellenberger.
But I bring him up because what he did was he circled the map and all the inner cities around Miami. So now because Falk about to get this 2-2 because I know he gonna know this. Falk, what are them and the guys that are from Miami that are watching right now, you should know this too. What are those where's the map that he drew around the inner cities to be able to bring in the recruits? I'm
The
talking about
map.
the map that he drew around Miami because he decided we're gonna recruit Miami and make it Miami, Florida thing, and we're gonna draw the map around Miami from here to here, and this is where we're going inside, where none of these other coaches is comfortable to walk
Oh, he was
inside.
going to the hood. Liberty
Exactly.
City, Carroll
Yes. There
City,
we go. There we go. Keep talking.
fucking Fort, he was going to the hood. Fort
There
Lauderdale,
we go. Keep
the
talking.
hood.
All right, you getting a +2/+2. All right, I think Shoguns. When I had a conversation with him, he knew that he drew that same map, and he said for us to conquer and get to where we want to get to, we got to better conquer these areas in Florida. My question is, Florida State's there and Florida's there. And Florida's been really good at recruiting. Coach Gator been doing a good job of putting this team together. Now keeping them there is the problem, but can he be the first to dominate the inner city part of Miami to bring those guys in? Now, you know, it's a different map nowadays, right? Like when Michael Irvin and all them played, the map was the same, but Liberty City still that, you know, all them spots you were saying. When you start looking at high schools in Miami, who are the top 3 dominant programs in the state of Miami, high school wise? Whoever can give me this will get a
St.
+2/+2.
Thomas one.
Got you.
Um, St. Thomas one. What's the other one? In Broward.
You got that Sharmadine school
Yeah.
where Baby Bull came from, Jeremiah Smith.
I was about to say the one that Jeremiah, yeah, that's the one I was like thinking of. I'm like, the only one I remember is the one that Jeremiah came from.
American Heritage,
There it go, yeah.
and the white and green team. I think it's called they're Miami. I don't think they're called anything else. I think they're Miami, right? They look like the Jets uniforms. Who can give me that school name? Come on, let's go. So Falk was right. You said what was the one you said, Falk? I said
St.
American Heritage,
Thomas.
Sharmadon. All
St.
right, you said
Thomas
St.
is
Thomas.
Aquinas.
Here you go. You got Miami Northwestern Bulls, St. Aquinas, Miami Central. That's the Rockets. They look like the Jets. In that order, Miami Northwestern Bulls. They the blue and yellow team. Where what's the little young nigga that came from? He played quarterback and then he went to Louisville and played receiver. He played for the Rams. St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders.
Not 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2. 2-2. Let me
Oh.
get a 2-2. I used to be shit with him. And then Miami Central Rockets. So Sharmadon ain't even in this bitch, so I would have got that wrong. They are in here though, ranking wise. Sharmada, Madonna, Northwestern, Central, and St. Aquinas. All right. Is that a +2 for you again, Funky?
Hey man. Hey man. That's what we do.
Now, if Shoguns can tap into those 3 schools and get those, it's a 5 school because I got American Heritage in it too, but they're not in the top 3. But Miami Central is, and Miami Northwestern. None of us said that one. I did say Miami Central. Falk said St. Thomas Aquinas, right? And I think Max said one. What you say, Max? You said one of them. So you said Shamadan, just like me.
It
Yeah, I
is
was
a
about to say
nice
the only one
school
I
though.
was only one I was thinking of was the one that Jeremiah Smith went to, yeah. That was
Right.
the one I was thinking of.
And
I
then,
heard of them before.
but then here's the other school that they got.
Chaminade.
Yeah,
Chaminade. I
yeah.
heard of them before.
And here's the other school they got to tap into. IMG Academy, and that's what we tapped into as
Yeah,
Colorado. We're
I didn't know
tapped
if they
into
were in
Florida
IMG.
Miami.
Gamecocks.
That's like Orlando though. Where IMG at?
IMG, I think that's in like you. I think that's in Orlando. Let me see. IMG. They in Bradenton, Florida. Where that's at? Their main campus is in Bradenton, Florida.
Mm,
What part
You
of
be
what part
IMG
of
in
Florida is that
Bradenton,
at?
FL.
What part? Where's that at though? Address 5650
Tampa Bay.
Bolletary. That's in Tampa. Yep, Tampa.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, south of Tampa. Yep.
If the University of Miami can tap into those areas and get those players, I think that will turn this program around. Now they're going to be in contention with Florida State and Florida. They're the three powerhouses in that state. And right now, to me, I would say Florida has been winning the state more than Miami and Florida State right now. Gator been doing a good job of keeping it Florida, uh, but I do think Shoguns was
My
second
little
best
cousin almost went
with
there.
Florida State, and now he's at Miami right now. And we got three potential coaches that we know are going to take the recruitment serious right now. Again, Miami jumped from 15 to number 6 in our league right now after beating Auburn, who was the top 10 team. They go to Penn State. Now, Max, this question is for you. They got around the Alabama game. They got Penn State, then they at Penn State, and then they come home against Arkansas. Is that a winnable game for the Miami Hurricanes? Arkansas, Miami.
that's what. Oh, that's this week. I thought Georgia Tech played
Nah,
Arkansas.
they got Penn State week 2, September the 8th, but on September the 15th they got
Oh, okay,
Arkansas week
okay.
3. I'm talking about week 3 because that's a big week for everybody.
hmm I think this is a good. Like I think this is one of those, like I said, 3 stages. I think this is a good first stage game where you understand who you got on the roster right now and who can play for you right now and like who you can maybe build off of and go forward with. I think this is one of those games because Corey's coming back from his situation, but I think it's also more like you sizing yourself up to an early onset of some SEC people for real.
I think they got
I
to
think
go. They got a bye week 5. Then they got SMU at home week 6. To me, Miami got to win every game up to week 7 because then they get North Carolina at home and then they on the road for their rival game at Florida State. They got to be able to beat. They already beat Auburn. They got to be able to beat Penn State this week. Week 3, Arkansas, Eastern Michigan. That'll be a dog walk for them. They come off that bye. They got an SMU team that can be in the way if the nigga play the game. He could be in the way, but he about to lose his. He about to lose his
his
job.
job, he's definitely
We
about
about to
to.
bring a new coach in. He about to lose his job. But then they got North Carolina home. Then they go week 8 at Florida State. Then they come back home against Wake Forest and away against Virginia Tech. And they close the season out with North Carolina State at North Carolina State, home versus Clemson, and then at Cal. Uh, for Miami to be dancing in the playoffs, they're gonna have to win some big games down the stretch and conference play. How many games do you think they can lose to still be in? They can't lose more than 2, right?
Yeah, definitely can't lose more than two.
I agree. They can't lose more than 2. All right, Colorado went from 13 to 7 after beating Notre Dame 55-28 in Boulder. They do take on number 14 ranked Florida coming up, back-to-back games for this Colorado football program. Max, we showed the roster. We showed how many elites we got on that football team. Our quarterback is back, although he didn't play the whole second half of the first game. And we'll see how he feels coming into this next week. Dion keeping it close to the vest if he's starting or not off of that shoulder injury. Left shoulder injury is not on his throwing arm, but he does a lot in their run game as well. But Max, and I know the strength of this Colorado football team is they didn't lose one starter off of their defense last year.
Um, I think Colorado's in a good situation just because of that. Like not losing a lot of people, a lot of retention. Quarterback is still in sight. They lost some key spots, but they had a good portal. They had a good recruiting class, and then, like you said, their development is there. I think Colorado's clicking on all of the external things that allow you to be able to line up and say, I believe that we got a shot, or why not us having a shot? And I think when you feel like that, you play like that, and it's gonna be some good buy-ins over there. We're gonna see some good Colorado football. I feel like we saw some last year. I think Arizona State and him are just common foes, so you see a lot of good matchups there, and that game can be when you got good matchups like that and it's consistent, it can be a little bit of a tug and pull.
They
I think
back on
that's kind
schedule.
of
They escaped Arizona. Arizona State and Colorado escaped each other in a Big 12 championship in 2027. And they yeah, they won. And they didn't play them in the regular season in 2028, but had to play them in the conference championship and then in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. It comes down to that. I do think this Florida Gator game is going to be super important for Colorado right now because they don't get Arizona State until week 9. But they do get that game at home. Um, I do think expectations is raised for Colorado at this point right now, especially when you bringing back the entire defense, right? And then you bring back the Player of the Year, Damata Pecco. You bring his younger brother back, little big bro, and Joseph Pecco on your D lines. And at your linebackers, you bring Rodney Colton back, and you bring Duyon Forkput back, both two of the best linebackers in the league last year. Preston Ashley was an All-America first team at corner, and then a 5-star safety, Jaden Snell. I think they're loaded defensively and they got good depth defensively. I think they're going to go as much as that defense take them. I think they have a high power offense, but they lost Sincere Brown and Cam Michael as their 1 and 2 punch for the last two seasons, right? So they got guys that have experience, but new guys are taking up them the first receiver and the second receiver roles now, right? Their running back room is 3,000-yard backs last year in their running back room. All three of them are back. Plus two guys are coming off their redshirt freshman year where they can be contributors right now. So again, my question would be how well they can do defensively and how good this defense play early and late will determine Colorado's fate right now. But Max, do you think they have the roster to be in the national championship game?
for Colorado. I definitely think Colorado's got the roster for it for sure.
Is it championship or bust at this point? I don't think we're there yet, but I do think with the returning team we got right now, this is the time where you got experience and guys that have been playing for a few years now on this defense and offense to the point where their experience is there and the culture is built. They should be able to do some things.
I I would say it's maybe not like I would say it's damn near championship or bust, just based off of where they've been so many times and how close. Like I think it's time to have that that feel
Hmm.
where you gotta kind of look it in the eyes and say like, hey now, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, they don't
what
get
are
no
we
break.
gonna do here?
You gotta think
Yeah,
about it. They don't get no break. Motherfucking Arizona State has been a thorn in their ass over since 2025 season, right? Let's just call it what it is, right?
Ship
However,
or
they did
bust.
win their first Big 12 championship last season, right? But then they end up losing in the quarterfinals to the same team they just beat, right? And the one thing they got to get over is that hump, right? Arizona State beat them in the regular season, then a conference championship 2 years straight. So Colorado, for me, remember I told you that game can't be a rival game until Colorado start winning games there. Now, I don't think they won enough yet in that matchup, but they're going to see it once this year, maybe twice in a regular season before championship. Before a playoff start. I'm sorry, Mama, sweetheart. There you go. Ain't nobody else here, it's just me and you. Nah, she's not mad at you, sweetheart. You all right? Want to take a ride with me? All right. Go put your shoes in and put the sweater on. I'll get Farrell. Don't worry about him. All right. All right. So yeah, I do think Colorado is in the conversation of championship or bust in a sense, right? Um, but I think they're borderline there. I'm talking to the game. Get dressed. Put a coat on. All right, yeah. So, there, it's, to us, it's one game at a time, right? But like, we do got to take that next step, right? Like, I tried to say this after we got to the national title, right? I think the stars align, right? When the stars align, shit happens. Uh, and I don't think that was a one-off. Me personally, I think they had the team to get back to a national championship game, but that's one of the hardest things to do, bro. Like, especially if you don't win it. If you get there, you better win it because you never know when you're gonna get back to it, right? Like, I don't think no sports bets people thought that Oklahoma would lose if they got back to the national title game, right? But then we're there. Um, but I would think you look at it like the odds are in your favor to get back, right? Like you got to look at it like that, right? You played in the last three.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that haunted me all last year was every time I came out and opened the game, whether I was on the road or home, they would talk about how whoever I was playing a runner-up in the national championship, and that shit made me so mad, game in and game out, right? We just happened to run into a better Arizona State team that day in the quarterfinals, right? It was tough. It was a tough game to play, and mistakes were made. And I think our team has been working out all season, and everything has been put on that emphasis to not do the things we did to lead us coming home earlier than we expected to, not to repeat those same mistakes, right? To find a way to be able to take that next step, right? I think that we are a program that should be looked at as one of the top programs in the country, but we got work to do to get that consistently right now, and I think that's where we at. Coach Prime got to get this team to another level. They're at a high level. They're doing really good things for them having the University of Colorado, right? This team was dormant. They were doormats for 12 straight years until he got there. I think he now has them playing at a level where there's no looking back now. Anything other than playoffs and late playoff pushing will be a failure for Coach Prime and his Colorado football team. So I do think they're in a spot where they have to show this year. Like, this is the show a year for Colorado. I think Ohio State, Colorado are all in that same conversation. North Carolina, Colorado, Ohio State, and Clemson. I think we're all in that top seven right now. We're all in that conversation. Show a year. However, the next team I'm going to talk about in the top 25 is Georgia Tech. I don't think they're in the show a year. I think it's now we know we got our coach, right? Like, it was questions, and now they know they got the right coach over there in that program. What's the next step for them? Is it playing in the ACC championship game? What's the next step for this Georgia Tech team? They did get to a playoff, however, this year. They were represented well. They had 4 teams in the playoffs last year. And to me, like, damn, 4 teams in the playoffs, is that the best conference in football right now? Or what? Like, right? Louisville was in, Georgia Tech was in, North Carolina was in, Clemson was in, all in the playoffs last year. And Georgia Tech, the one thing they can smile upon is they got the right head coach. What's the next step for them?
I would say between like top 10, top 8 recruiting class, and then definitely ACC championship. You want to put a timetable on that, and you definitely, yeah, you want to put a timetable on that. And I would say it's looking like this year, next year at the latest is where you realistically want to look at yourself and say like, all right, there should be hardcore expectations because, like you said, mid-season don't really count that. Last year, full season established, kind of the same timeline as like a Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just say because Miami had to catch it from a user that it was a little bit extended because Miami's a better prestige program, but Georgia Tech was on CPU, so CPU was doing the best thing available for them no matter what.
And then you know as well as I know, quarterbacks can make or break a program, right? We know
Yep.
that. And I do think Georgia Tech has the quarterback there right now that they can build around. I've been there for the last 2 seasons, especially last year. First year he got full season with the guy. They got a solid quarterback room, in my opinion. I like what they had at the running back room. Although his first year coming into as the coach, they lost a lot to the transfer portal. They lost some really good defensive players up front to the transfer portal. But I do think they're in the play right now, right? I mean, you're looking at that roster overall, offense, defense, and overall, they're there now. So now it's time to get busy and get play done. I do think it's ACC championship is their goal this year, and it should be their goal every year. But I think realistically, it's really a goal this year. And if they get to that game, then they play off running. So we like what they're tech at, right? We're looking at 4 teams so far, and not for nothing, Louisville was number 6 in the nation. Like, to me, when you talk about SEC, and we love our SEC, we think it's the best football conference in homecoming. But then you start to think about who is the best. Is it ACC or SEC? Because
I've been screaming at ACC all offseason though.
Clemson is number
Really since
one.
Shogun moved over there, and like the emergence of Rob, Georgia Tech. I saw the plot early.
Yep. Clemson is number two in the nation right now. North Carolina is number four in the nation. Georgia Tech is number eight right now. And Louisville just fell to 12 after a 50-50 loss to Texas A&M. And if Rob would have got his screenshot in hours ago instead of just sending it to me 10 minutes ago, he would have got the first win, and they would be still in the top 10 right now. So now Louisville's playing behind the eight ball, and that's Rob's only problem, playing games. If he don't play them or if he don't respond to shit. That's it. Other than that, when he lock in and play, he giving everybody work. So, but anyway, Louisville fell from 6 to 12. But before that, you're looking at, in the top 15, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams sitting in the top 15 right now. Is that the best conference in the fucking league right now?
It's definitely looking like it.
When we started homecoming, it was SEC Big Ten. I don't think it's been Big Ten second for a long time now.
For a while, definitely.
Crazy. All right, Max, you've been in the same boat you was last year, and yet you ended up in a national championship game. Starting off top 3, and then losing Ohio State and dropping you to 9 right now. My question to you is, with Bo Bentley and that whole, like, all your skill position is back, right? You feel like you got one of the strongest old lines in the country. Defensively, you did lose some really good up front guys. What's the recipe for Oklahoma to be right back dancing again?
I think it starts with our quarterback, man. I just think I think we still kind of preventing him from fully getting the keys in certain ways. I think we just gotta play to a different standard with the quarterback that we have. I do feel like we became a little bit complacent on defense, and then losing some of the guys that we did lose to us kind of shooting all of our shot last year, keeping some guys back for retention. I think it put us in a situation in the front, which that's probably our biggest worry on defense is just the front four. But everything else, I feel like we really are establishing where our dynasty is going to play in, and we got some guys that we really are watching grow up from spot duty to main time duty. So as long as we sit behind our quarterback and allow him to make a lot of, you know, big time decisions and big time plays, I think we'll be able to shoot it out with anybody. And as long as they know that, I feel like the games is going to be as good as they get at Oklahoma.
Look, y'all came off a loss, and y'all done this every year. Every time you come off a loss, you come off a big ass whooping after that. Y'all beat the brakes off of Oregon. I'm talking about the brakes off of Oregon. So my question is this to one of you: just the first year you actually have a quarterback you get to grow with, right? Like
Hmm.
Johnny Mantier came from the transfer portal from Washington State, played a year with y'all, had a hell of a year, but lost in the playoffs. And then there was the transfer y'all brought back in Jackson Arnold, and he won it all for y'all. Then y'all had a short run with a quarterback that's still on your roster or graduated, but he was on your roster, and Michael Hawkins, and he got it done for you. But Bo Bentley was there last year, and he's there this year, and he's giving you an opportunity to watch your offense grow up together. How important is that?
I think it's major. I think we talked about it with Tennessee. I think it was a forefront for Torrey Newkirk and his development. I think Matt talked about it with the homegrown. It was a big
Mm-hmm.
reason why St. Clair was a front runner, and that
Mm-hmm.
team was a front runner. I think Bo's got Heisman potential for
Mm-hmm.
surely. No doubt in my mind. I don't. I think he's struck in by a coach that's just not flashy enough to really go out there and get it. Um, but because of that a capability, I do think that he has so much that it almost feels like it almost feels like the analogy, you gotta hear me out with it. Okay, so like how talented like Lamar Jackson is
Yep.
in the sense that like it's so hard sometimes because he can do so much
So
that like
much. Yes.
certain games and certain moments you're like, and neither one of them are bad decisions. It's just
Mhm.
like what version of that of him do you want? And allowing him to really just drop the shield and be able to do some of that sometimes is really where I just think we are, because I do think that's
when
really just
when
going to
your
be
O
the
line keep him upright, he is unstoppable at quarterback. I watched him,
unstoppable
and
at
then his
quarter.
off-platform play is like fucking lights out. Like I saw that last year with how high his throw under pressure and those things were developing into. Like you saw it. Like I just
But
think the more he's
he's such an
protected,
athlete with his feet too.
exactly,
It's just like
exactly.
it's so much with it that it's sometimes like it does become a mental warfare before we even get to the line of scrimmage with Bo. And I think as that noise continues to like calm for him, the offense is going to be super unlimited. Um, the defense is already, I think, just very young. That's one thing I can say. Our whole roster, I feel like, is very young. We haven't had that issue in our Oklahoma-ness where I feel like we're not overdoing nothing, and we damn sure not falling short of nothing. As far as like we ain't over recruiting till we point fucking up. You'll never hear our scandals about quarterbacks or certain position groups being overcrowded and all of that. Like, what I'm saying, barring me missing the cuts last year, I think our roster would look even crazier for real. Like if I
Not for
didn't miss
nothing.
cuts last year.
Not for nothing. Having the class y'all had last year is program changes, right? Like
And that class doesn't even get to, bro, that class, we won't even be talking about them until shit. It'd be next year and then the year after that. But that class is really the like this is my like intro to the dynasty. Everything I was doing before was really 100% Oklahoma roster, Jackson Arnold 80%, Michael Hawkins 60, 55% Oklahoma's like base roster. Last year, maybe 40%,
I think
30% because
I
I
think
still
y'all
had key
already.
guys.
You said building a dynasty, but I think y'all already a dynasty. Y'all played in. I don't care if you won it or not. Y'all played in the last three national championship games. To me, the dynasty is there already.
Yeah, oh no, okay, I could agree with that because I think the first thing I said getting out of it, even though we lost, was like, damn, yo, we really had three different quarterbacks really like show up. Three different quarterbacks really show up and like I was like, damn, bro, like out of all the niggas,
That's
like
not
you didn't
easy
get
to
it, but
do
like
either.
three different quarterbacks, yeah, show up and like, bro, if we would have got that one, they would have been whispers of Oklahoma's the quarterback whisperer for real. Like we would have been quarterback you. I promise you, I'd have been screaming that. We would have got that quarterback you because what?
I mean, but the thing is, Bo was a redshirt freshman in the national championship game, so it still could be quarterback you, right? He's still there. Like
That's why I said his moment. That's why I feel like it's great that to come it all back. It's great that we got a redshirt freshman in that moment because it really allows things to be like
there's
on
another
like the
team out
off.
there. There's another team out there we about to talk about that could screen quarterback you as well, and that's Arizona State.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every quarterback they touch, no Diddy look like they can, what I'm saying, take them to the hoo ha.
They came into the league with one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and they won a national title with that quarterback. Got him back the next year, fell short of the national title. Achilles Smith never played a down for Oregon. Comes there and takes them to a playoff run. They won a Big 12 championship and made it to the playoffs and lost to Clemson that year. And then last year, Dayton Raiola takes them to the semifinals against Alabama. They lose that game, but he's back, right? So you got a team that's almost in the same boat as you. They had a quarterback for the first 2 years they played, won a championship with one of them, with that guy, and one of his 2 years. Then they came back with Achilles Smith Jr., fell short, but were in the playoff team and won the Big 12. Came right back with Dayton Raiola. Didn't win the Big 12, but beat Colorado in the quarterfinals and see Alabama in the semifinals. So he's back again. He's right back to be able to play with some of them weapons that came back as well. They only lost Hamilton in that receiver room. They had a 3,000-yard rusher in the backfield who's now an elite running back,
And I
Alex
think
Johnson Jr.
what comes with this is that like honestly, you would then again like you couldn't put Arizona State out before because of coach, but then like you really start to put certain coaches with certain things. Like I think quarterbacks matter for B Murr. Like I feel like this is going to be a staple on why he's able to go back to whatever level of the playoffs he goes back to. It's always going to be the start of his quarterback. Like you're a coach like that. Boone, I feel like, is a weapons coach. Boone is like his quarterback matters for him to be dual thready, but the fact that he just has to be dual thready is really only Boone's like arc. He has certain quarterbacks that maybe he has a different feel with, but like Boone's a weapons guy. If he's got the right weapons, I feel like Boone's definitely always going to be in contention. Alabama at this point, it's really to me a running back system, like running back and defense. Like if his running backs are the right running backs for him, and his defense has got the right guys for him to be able to feel comfortable in what he's calling, that's gonna be his scheme.
The one thing I
Notre
respect
Dame
about
is a running
Alabama,
backs.
and you talking about his scheme, and what I respect about it is that they're playing a brand of football that made them one of the best programs in the country, which is up front on both sides of the ball, out physical you.
They're playing like Alabama. Yeah,
Hmm.
they're literally playing like Alabama. Call a
Now,
defense that's a little unorthodox in that Bama that Saban match, and then having the guys that can be able to
ain't
be
that
able to
crazy? His
understand
success
that and
came.
do that.
Ain't that crazy? His success came when he named Nick Saban came back as the defensive coordinator, and they start running that match defense, and now the whole entire country trying to copy it right now. Think about it. That was his
I mean, that's
success
how
throughout
it
the
happened the
playoffs.
first time. Yeah, but
Line up and match
that's how it
and
happened
walk
the
up
first
and
time.
disrupt your line of scrimmage and make them think about an extra man
Big
all game long.
big
And
safeties, scary
hmm
linebackers, and then some defensive linemen that not afraid to go through childhood disparities and shit.
listen, Arizona State to me will be on a dynasty run like you right now. But here's the thing: there's a positive and negative, and that's what I'm gonna say. The positive is they put their blueprint right in California, and they literally got might be the best recruiting team in the state of California. I know USC gonna be like, hold the fuck up, but let's just call it what it is. Arizona State kind of dominating California. Now USC is not far away from that same domination in California. But when you watch when they get kicked out of the playoffs, when they lose ball games, is it because of that California pipeline not getting
I was
those
just about to say,
motherfuckers
I
up
think,
front
I
that's
think,
tough as the
I think
nails?
Arizona State. I think the coach and his scheme was capable of having that vibe with the team. Like honestly, I'm gonna be real. If Beamer had like LSU,
He might
that
have
would
three
be
straight titles right now.
like yeah, that would be like why, like what I'm saying, and it's because of the. It's like this. You play to your strengths and you
1,
recruit to your
N1,
strengths,
P.
obviously. But the real good coaches, and this is a gem may be, are definitely going to try to recruit or do things to help out what they're not good at. Like I'm not really cool with linebackers for real. So what do? Like I went hard as fuck on recruiting linebackers, upgrading linebackers, making sure I get certain linebackers to be in certain things to maximize that. Like I also went to like the SEC to make sure that certain people on defense can be a certain thing. I could do offense, I feel like anywhere for real, for real. So like cool. Arizona State, Arizona, like he out there with skill positions galore. Like he gonna be able to get that all day long. But like you really gotta poke your neck in different necks of the woods to be able to get the shit that like you don't really want to spend too much time trying to like play around with, which is D line and O line and linebackers for real. Because when you get down to those games, like difference why Ohio State can stick around in real life and in the video game is because they got SEC caliber players, even though they sit in the Big Ten. Like
But that's my thing. When they lost to
Michigan
Clemson,
too. Like
when they lost to Clemson in the playoffs, they got dominated in the run game. They could not stop the run at all. When they lost to Colorado in the Big 12 championship, they couldn't stop the run game. When they lost to Alabama last year to go to the championship game, it was the run game, right? Um, and they're getting guys. And you look at their blueprint, you look at their roster, and you look at where their linemen coming from. It's them vegan eating motherfuckers out there in California that 300 is like, damn, you got a 300-pound lineman in California. But when you go to Colorado or Alabama or Ohio State, those 300-pound motherfuckers coming from Indiana, you know what I'm saying? Like those areas where it's cornbread eating motherfuckers and they big maulers. So I think, as well as they doing in recruiting, I just think the stigma on offensive line and defensive linemen coming out of the state of California is showing a little bit. I don't see how you don't see that. But I would tell him you better keep recruiting there because I think his program is a development program as well as a high recruiting program. And I think that's the point where you got these high school kids looking at their program like, that's ASU. Hell yeah, they in my top 10, top 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's a program over there. We'll go there, no problem, right? We know we're gonna get treated right, go to the NFL, play good football, have a chance to play in the playoffs, or even the national championship at the University of Arizona State. So I like everything about them and what they're doing right now. All you gotta do is keep continuing it because he make us guys that got them little schools look real good right now. Real talk. Real talk. Texas A&M is sitting at 11.
Hold on, is that Alabama light I see on?
Oh, you about to play?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Alabama, if you're out there, I know you said you was going to Texas, but that light on, talk to me. All right, back to the show. I just wanted to throw that up.
Texas A&M goes to 11 on a 50-50 win over number
Are they in
6
practice?
Louisville. Louisville is
Let me
number
find
12,
Alabama in practice.
going from number 6. Fuck that. You're a fucking asshole. You
Let me
want to play
find
bad as hell.
Alabama in practice.
You want to play bad as
You want
hell.
win or you want to lose, baby? Blow it up, baby.
Fuck is crazy as shit, bro.
I see the light on. What you want me to do?
That nigga stay promoting a game or him doing something. He said, "Oh, was the light on? What are you in
I
practice?
see the
Let's
light
go."
on. That mean he on the game, right? No.
I don't think Rand light turned off for 2 days straight. Probably. I don't know. I know my shit always on. And I don't be in front of the game.
I just want to throw it out there. We got a time set for tomorrow, but
Ask
you
the
know,
big guy.
there ain't nothing wrong with throw it out there. You know what I mean?
Junkyard, what's up with you, man? South Carolina available too, cuz.
Junkyard, come get your ass whooped like you used to.
Come get your team, cuz. South Carolina right there for you. Let's go.
Junkyard, come get your ass whooped like you used to.
My boy Junkyard, man. You know Junkyard turned up though, man. He went from one of them guys that turned it up, started winning ball games. All right, man. Texas at 13 right now. Florida at 14. They got a really big game ahead of them. Oregon just lost to two of the best teams in the country. I don't think Oregon could worry about it. I think they can go on a run and win games, whether it's computer or users in the Big Ten, and be fine. USC definitely going from 20 to 16. They're at Auburn this week, though, Auburn's in USC this week. And you're looking at Auburn went from 9 to 17. Nebraska moved up from 21 to 18. North Carolina moved up from 22 to 19. UCLA dropped from 10 to 20. They dropped 10 spots after losing 66 to 14 in a hotel Wi-Fi room game to UCLA, but they do got number 18 ranked Nebraska. That should get them back in that top 15.
I ran you from Madden, now you want CFB also low.
Oh my God. So LSU falls 23rd and they got Arizona State. They wasn't able to lock in and play that game.
Stop. Right there. I've been waiting.
Oh shit. He said, "Stop it. Stop
I've
it."
been waiting. I'm in the kitchen. Stop right there. Wait.
All I know is this. If you're on Fox schedule and you're a non-conference game, it's because he got on headset and called y'all out.
Minus OU. We had an agreement early when he said LSU. I said, well, shit, fuck you. Finally, as long as you requesting, OU. As long as you request the SET teams.
All I know is LSU came in the chat like, damn, Max, you trying to get me the fuck up out of there early. That was the statement was made. But then when motherfuckers say shit like, you can't say something nice, don't say it at all, you kind of start to understand that shit. Like,
But then I'm also going, and I kept the same energy like I do with everybody. But we are the SEC. Like, my first four games, I'm away for 2 out of them. The only difference is I was just in a back-to-back switch. Like, as far as like why I'm not sitting at maybe 3 games away. Like, me in the SEC, bro. Like, going to North Carolina and you LSU, you done been to Clemson, you done been to Oklahoma, you done been to Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, Auburn, South Carolina, and you talking about going to Chapel Hill? That's what the fuck you talking about?
Albert, now look, his internet was out. He had an accident, hit a pole, and they couldn't get it up. So don't worry, bro.
But I mean, like, I was just naming one of the games that are not a home game for him. Like,
but
okay,
if I'm
so
Albert, I'm looking at that
UNC.
schedule. If I'm Albert and I'm looking at that schedule, especially after the argument he had in the chat for a whole day that day with North Carolina coach, that's a line it up. Let me show y'all niggas who I am. That's what that is.
Oh, you're not at that schedule.
Nah, but that's what that is, right? Like I'm
I mean,
I'm
I'm
in.
talking about. I'm trying to figure out because yeah, like that comment
Now I
was
will say
made.
this.
I was.
I will say this. If the schedule, this is where I hate when we do the schedule. It fucked up. You know he wasn't supposed to be on the road all three of those games. But
It's just one of the games
you
that
know
you
how it
changed
go.
later, probably too, though.
Yeah,
But
you know how it go.
it's
You're
probably
supposed to be
Louisville when
home.
you checked in there. But I'm still, but honestly, he said playoff contention teams when you are supposed to be a respectfully a national championship caliber type team when you start and finish with LSU. Like UNC and Arizona State, I understand, but Louisville. At Louisville, again, like, are we talking about like who we're playing, or are we talking about where we're going? Because, like, okay, yeah, you're playing Rob, but like, you're going to Louisville. I'd be surprised if you even have a stadium post that's a full bar.
He didn't even get the stadium post that bad in North Carolina or Arizona State.
Like, then you get two CPUs, and then you go into the SEC.
You home versus
I
Texas
don't,
A&M. You on the road to
I
Alabama. Home
don't,
versus Florida.
I don't, I don't know,
Home
man.
versus
Listen,
Arkansas.
I
On
think there's a
road,
lot of
fuck 'em.
guys that got tougher schedules than this in their first four games, so I just need for that shit to like cut that shit out. I take a lot of heat for making some schedules if I know I gave you some dog shit, but like that's not a dog shit schedule, my boy. I need for you to just.
Well, you had to know that arguing with Falk in the chat would lead to him lining it up right away.
I mean, he knew he was going to get fucked early. I don't think that was even part of it. I think he knew that was going to be something he drove. He struck his hat on, and you knew that the moment you said that, you was accepting whatever came that way as far as the challenger fee. Now, Arizona State is just also like a. We got to start sizing some things up because, like, you calling
And
people out, and
but
then you
not
talking
but
about
not for the
champions though. And Falk played two champions, and now you get to play a champion and like line the shit up.
but not for nothing. That Arizona State game was already lined up. We didn't do that. That was already
Oh
lined
yeah,
up.
yeah.
The only thing
And then
changed
and
to
we
that
never
was it
touched
made sure
those.
it was a away game. I think
Yeah,
that's
we
it.
tried. But we never touched those. But like, even if the lineup of it still goes with the narrative of like, you know what I'm saying? We the same guys and like, you know, playing the same people and things like that of this nature. And you know what I'm saying? Falk got two champions back to back, and like Falk, and then you get Falk, and then you get a champion back to back. Like, it's always gonna be size ups. It's in it for one season, bro. We ain't gotta sit there and try to act like you know people got it outs for whatever. I give everybody the opportunity to sit there and call out who they want to play. So that part, you know what I'm saying, not just directed at Albert, but anytime y'all load up and y'all see
4,
some schedule and y'all like,
3,
oh man, like, bro, Max is not have no agendas. I don't want to see none of y'all fail. I do want to see y'all not be some hoes and soft ass niggas when y'all load up and play these games though. So
All I know is this: dogs run to the challenge. They run to the fight.
yeah.
Cats don't, right? Coach Prime said that shit after getting blown out 2 weeks in a row. If you're a dog, you gonna come try to fix the problem. If you're a cat, you gonna look at the scoreboard and say, I'm staying away from that. Simple as that. And what I was saying earlier, Max, all those 26 recruits was like they was putting dog prints on the joint. Like we ain't running, we coming to say that shit, coming to change that. I say that to say this, bro. You can't have arguments and plead your case and chats and arguing with motherfuckers, and then follow that up with, damn, Max, you trying to get me up out of here early. I see. Like, no, it's not. That's not the agenda. The agenda is LSU. Whether you play a game or not, don't matter what your season is. You always gonna come back at the top fucking 10 team. Let's go be a top 10 nigga. Be a top 10
We
nigga.
finishing with damn near
Are you
top 10 classes. When
are,
we
are
fit in
you
the
running?
All Americans, you
Are,
got
are
it's
you
22
running
motherfuckers. You
right?
got six. Like, come on, bro. Like
You
it's
running
just
to the
that's
fight
just
or
the game of what we
you running away
playing.
from it? You running to the fight or you running away from it? That's what it comes down
Everybody
to.
gonna have their share of it. Like, it ain't gonna be a matter of time before we see some Miami motherfuckers in there. And
And,
I'm like, all right,
and,
now guns,
and,
what we gonna do?
ain't it funny how it doesn't matter where the game is played at? These games gonna get played no matter what. Whether it's playoffs or regular season, you got to line up and play a motherfucker.
Because I was about to say, it really don't even matter because in the biggest of those moments, all like that stadium post shit don't matter because you go to the playoffs and as soon as you get to that second round, none of that shit
Ain't
matter,
none of that
bro.
shit matter at all. Like
None
you
of
ain't
that
at
shit
home no
matters.
more. Shit,
Yeah, bro.
everybody on the neutral
The
field.
national championship, none of that shit matters. You have little moments where it get rocking because like that part of the stadium or that part of the game. But like, bro, it ain't nothing for you to sit out there, go put a couple plays together and go on a drive. Like, do what you gotta do.
Like you ain't going to North Carolina and can't make an audible at the line of scrimmage. You ain't going to Arizona State or Louisville and can't make a motherfucking adjustment and do the things you want to do in those ball games.
All that shit will be perfectly fine. Your players will be perfectly fine. And a lot of them niggas got a road composure or some composure shit anyways. Why? Because you LSU and you grabbing some boys every single year. You ain't
Pause.
grabbing. Yeah,
Listen,
pause.
dog,
No Robert Kelly.
again, dog stepped up to the challenge, cats run from it. And I believe Albert is a dog. Is
And
that
there's some people that said
mentality
that,
and
the
who you
scheduling shit
are?
won't just for Albert. That shit was for just in the general. There's a lot of people that feel like I might have some agendas out there with schedulings or wins. And I promise y'all, like Max don't give a fuck about y'all's team. He gives a fuck about Oklahoma. I promise y'all, bro. Like I really don't. Not that much.
Think about it like this. North Carolina, Dan, they've been playing the best of the best every year, right? Clemson, this game was already on schedule. Wasn't no change in it. But he got
Clemson, Notre
Colorado.
Dame get dog shit schedules. I say every year I look at Clemson shit like, damn, I gave Clemson, like, niggas get Clemson some shit. Like, if I did it the first couple of years when you was doing it, like, Clemson, Notre Dame got some shit every year.
Hmm.
Every year.
But think about where they at right now. They had to go to Colorado. They coming home versus first Clemson. They on a road at Florida, on a road at Texas, then they home versus Alabama before they go back on the road to North Carolina State. They come off that bye week and they got USC home, Navy, Georgia Tech home, Florida State away, Wake Forest and Stanford. It's a tough schedule. It ain't easy. It ain't super easy, but aren't these winnable games for the program of Notre Dame?
Winnable
You
games for the
gotta put
program,
him in the
winnable games from
Pac-12.
somebody whose narrative has been like I'm a couple games out every time because of like external things. Like, yeah, but everybody get a reason, everybody get a chance, an opportunity for them to change or create that, you know what I'm saying, that storyline for them.
Even after
This year,
losing Max, even after losing to me and Boulder, he played the number 2 team, the 14th, the 13th, the 17th, and the 19th team. He really controls his own destiny. Win those ranked games, and you probably gonna be a top fucking 2 team. With 2 losses, could be a top 10, top 3, 5, top 5 team with this schedule. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 opponents that's ranked on this schedule. And you getting some of the guys that's questionable early, right? Can Texas remain a top ranked team? Auburn, North
like,
Carolina State, you're getting them early, so their rankings is going to help you if you win those games.
and then honestly, like, yeah, you got the late redemptions or like late possibilities, Georgia Tech. Like, I'm saying everybody get a chance, opportunity, everybody get their mark, everybody, I feel like every year gets a mini storyline. Whether you pay attention to people's schedule every year or not, when we go through, we literally, like, it just happens to be like that. Like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like, who could we match him up with? Like, all right, shit, yeah, them two teams right there, like, they at this caliber. Like, don't nothing be out there like, oh yeah, like, let me see Clemson go through doggy dog. Like the only times that shit is like that when motherfuckers start off with requests like that. Like Washington requested a dog shit schedule, he got some dogs up there.
And it
Like
was some games he couldn't even get because like it
he
was
couldn't
some
even
games he
get
tried
just
to
because
line
the
up
way it
because
was
it fell.
fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it fell that way.
So it was just like that's what he got. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ohio State asked for some guys, he got it. I said UNC made it an initiative. Like, okay, we can't switch over to the SEC comfortably with his fault. I mean, with the coach still there, so like we just bring the SEC to us. You know, give ourselves things to challenge up against, and shit, bring us some champion. Like play us some of the champions. Got exactly that. Put that shit in a lot of people's hands. So like, I don't know. I don't be cool off of hearing the whole like scheduling shit, bro. That shit be throwing me off early because it always be early in the season and like the vibes don't be that. Like niggas gotta, I don't know, save your complaints for fucking at the end of the year or something.
And you can't tell me without me. You can't tell me that the league wanted to see that game.
Yeah, like bro, if you could have put a lot of, I'm saying if you could have put a couple games in certain situations, like you know what I'm saying, those games need to be seen. Ohio State and UCLA right after that first conference championship, we wanted to see that shit. The Bama Oklahoma, wanted to see that. The second time around, Tennessee Ohio State, we wanted to see that game. Like, you know what I'm saying? That game was just, it just had to be played, bro. It's just one of those ones.
Man, I know you just gotta embrace this shit because you don't know how the cookie's gonna land. And if you feel like, like first of all, if your team's got a 99 across the board or a high anything 96 and above across the board, 95 and above across the board, you should better feel like you can play with anybody in the league. Because there's a lot of teams that's 99 across the board, and that's a false advertisement. They really don't have 99 overall rosters, and that's all of us. A lot of us really don't have 99 overall rosters. It's just that the guys that are starting, like you got niggas that ain't recruit for 2 straight seasons and barely got enough motherfuckers on their roster to hold the position down. But that one person they got at right guard is the 90 overall or 89 overall, and that's going to read your overall high there. Like, how many times did we see it where you looking at a South Carolina roster looking all good and shit, like when you look at the overall, and then you go to the roster, he don't even got depth at running back, quarterback, receiver. He got 3 receivers, 2 corners, and a high overall guy. That's why they reading them 99s and shit. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, if your roster, first of all, we all control our rosters. Niggas had 99 overall rosters after year 2 right away because you can build your players yourself. But even though them rosters are looking like this, or it says 99 overall, 99 offense, 99 defense, don't mean that's what you really are. Line up and play the motherfucking game. Simple as that.
Or like I
Line up and
said, man,
play.
when we ask for those we ask for those moments and we ask who want to play what. Like if you know you ain't really trying to, you better submit. You better be one of the first people submitting. Like, hold on, bro, let me just go ahead and say I just want these, and then
How many
because
fucking
the
guys that
SEC
you
is a
sent
good
me their
size up
submits?
too.
You sent me submits of a couple of motherfuckers
I sent
that wanted niggas.
Washington, me, Ohio State, UNC. Yeah, that's who I sent this year. And you know what I'm saying? Like most of those, I would say at least no minimum than 2 out of those 4 matchups was given. 2 out of those 4 was given for everybody that like asked for, 4. And then one of them just happened, I think, by chance. I think. So it was like, yeah.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, and this is just my truth. When I see, I don't give a fuck who I gotta play at all. You know what bothers me more than who I gotta play is the game gonna be broadcast or not.
Yeah.
Flat out, simple as that. Can I get that nigga that I'm playing not to broadcast and let us show it later? Because during the game, some of y'all niggas be playing in y'all games and y'all go back and watch How many of y'all watch broadcasters and can't see a jersey number, a name on the back of the jersey, all that shit? And then come out of that game and think it wasn't an issue in that game for the person you playing. I was trying to explain that shit to Boone the other day. If I watch your broadcast and I can't tell what number your running back wearing or see his name on the back of his jersey and shit, I know you going through it. Whether it's your shit or my shit, you going through it. I just think I'm just saying, I'm just talking about me. I'm not saying it ain't my shit. I'm not blaming nobody else's internet. I'm just saying sometimes that shit get in the way. And I'm only bringing it up because that's what I worry about. I don't worry about the opponent I'm playing because I think I could beat anybody at any moment and they could beat me. I'm not. I think that about I think our league is well balanced enough where anybody could beat anybody. But I also think things come in a factor that play in a way with it. They was getting up on you for pausing the game when you playing games. Why are you pausing the games? You pausing in our game in the championship. Why? Why are you pausing the games? Like put it out there now so that shit can get that narrative can
Oh,
get busted right
oh,
now.
I paused the game because it's a simple just like catching up, slowing down speed thing. I put it in perspective. Like if you running the out, and I know you're running the out, and I click on and I'm running the out with say I switch stick and now I'm running the out with my DB right, and like I'm holding the analog out and I see you running out, but like you're already moving and then when you're throwing it it's now like the game is allowing me to run out and maybe now
Okay,
I'm
man, you
still
about to
going
go?
out and you going up the field
You gonna
or
go for a
like
ride?
okay
All right, we're going for a
it's
ride.
just simple things like you run hurry up, I'm pulling my guys down, it might happen early but now I'm still running my guys down the field when maybe I clicked off a while ago. I just feel like when the game is off timing. It don't gotta pop up with messages as far as like, oh, your connection is
I
because
got
maybe
it.
we're both still connected, but the game just
I
isn't
have it.
timing up. It's
I
really
look at it
simple
like
how it
this,
works
bro.
when you play online games. Like I press a
Yeah.
button, it sends it to my game. You press a button when it sends it to your game. We're pressing them at the same time. We're in the same game. They time up and both of the niggas are doing actions within the game. So if you're doing something and I'm
It's
doing
okay.
something, but my shit's delayed or it's happening sooner or whatever the case be, sometimes you just need to pause it so everything, the broadbands and all that bandwidth and shit can just be on the same accord. Like I don't always
Here,
go and
Obi.
say when I
Sounds like
pause
your
it, that
dark
shit
ship
means
connection
your
roll.
connection. I don't always go and say people's connection when I pause it. I rarely actually DM somebody and say something about them specifically when I pause the game. I'm usually just pausing it because of what I'm feeling. And that doesn't indicate that it's always me, but I can only speak for myself. So I'm a pause it on my end. I get 2 pauses before half and 2 pauses after half, and I'm gonna use them motherfuckers. Like,
Slow down, mom.
and a lot of times, like, I ain't gonna lie, like for me, it's I see instant results. Like I ain't say nothing to Ohio State, but the moment I dropped our game and I was down 14-31 and passing wasn't timing up right because I threw a pick and I think some incomplete shit. I went and was throwing some very timely dots. I'm talking like double post in the window. I'm throwing a comeback in the hole, deep dig 20 yards down the field. Like those things don't happen without the game being timed up. Me seeing somebody breaking and I'm throwing it on the right time on they breaking on the in breaking route or out breaking route. Like that shit don't happen. Switch sticking and being able to run to exactly where I'm trying to run to if the timing is matched up. So
And
I
let's just
felt
call it
that
what
and
it
that's
is,
what I
though,
did
Max.
it.
No connection is going to be perfect, bro. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
And not everybody going to feel it. Like, let me ask you a question. Like, look. In the national championship, when you paused the game, we came back on, I had 2 errors pop up. The connection to your peer, blah, blah, blah. Did you feel that at all?
No, we talked about it
Okay.
like right afterwards. Like
Right?
you had the
You
message.
didn't know. You didn't have no
Yeah.
idea. It didn't bother you at all, right? But I saw stuff in that game that started pissing me off. Like, yo, bro, these niggas in mud now. All of a sudden, they not getting to the spot. I'm running the same D because he running the same routes at me. And them motherfuckers are stuck in mud and not moving. That shit matter, bro. Especially when you detailed and you play this game like you playing a real life game. It's okay for the video game plan and all that shit when you just, you got a couple YouTube shot plays you could take and all that shit. And, you know what I'm saying? And you not playing football. And I'm not saying niggas ain't playing football. I'm just saying it's okay for that. But when you detailed and everything is timing and you know what I'm saying? And you looking at certain shit, niggas sound like excuse because most niggas, when you tell them the internet bad, they're going to tell you it ain't bad on their end. I didn't say it was bad for you. I'm telling you it's bad for me.
Bad for me. I was about to say, go look at Ohio State's game. I ain't say nothing about him. I said, oh, this shit is dragging. But I also, before even that, I identified multiple times where we had good runs where we're both using the analog. So I never was really like, oh my God, like this nigga's internet's terrible. Oh my God, like instantly dropped this shit. But I did have moments where if I'm gonna be in a high tense game with a high tense opponent, that like those little details matter. So when he's running inside zone, and I'm bringing my guys down and he's inside because he stems inside to keep it skinny and I try to stem inside to keep my guys skinny and it's a little delayed or it's a little pull on it. But that shit matters. That's the difference between getting a 4 yard gain at the goal line or a 2 yard gain at the goal line or that shit being at the 20 and that nigga break 80 with Ghost. Because that
Here's
nigga
the
got 99 speed.
here's the
Like, you
last
know what I'm
thing
saying?
I'll
Like
say about that, Max. Ready? If I'm playing Falcon, you watching the broadcast, aren't you a player 2 behind when you watch it?
already, yeah, like you're already
Now
watching a
imagine you
play,
playing
yeah.
in the game and your players is a player 2 behind, or not 2, but a play behind, and shit happening fast on their end that's not happening on my end. For example, I'm running stretch. He already done closed that hole up, and I ain't see the cutback because on my game the hole ain't closed yet. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, so then the connection speed is fast for him, but slower on my end, and things are starting to happen. All of a sudden, I'm bumping in the lineman. I can't control my back, shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And I
those
think
things matter.
games have gotten better. If I see our shit pop up and we both get messages, I'm thinking like our shit's damn near gonna drop. If
Nah,
we
because
can
if you
have
both
internet
seeing it, 9
games,
out of 10 it is
if you
going to
both,
drop.
that's what I'm saying. If you both seeing it, bang. If one person's seeing
Hey,
it,
I
it's
don't want
just
to
how,
rebut
like, you
that,
know what I'm
but
saying?
can
It could
I?
be relative to
So
one. That
it
person
almost
should
seems
probably
like you
pause,
gotta
you know what I'm saying?
be
Use their
playing
pause,
on a
communicate one,
perfect
two.
night where
If
everything
it's
kind
just
of just
something you
going your
feeling
way.
within the game,
You know
bro,
what I mean?
sometimes one
Because
little pause, the
even
game
The
gets to
Louisville
instantly
game.
feeling
Can you
like,
hear Boom
I,
the,
Max?
can you hear me?
no, the game gets to
I think
feeling
Max just cut
significantly
out.
better.
His
Like I
internet
said,
said
there's
that.
games I pause.
I'm dead ass serious, bro. I'm dead ass
He
serious,
can't hear
bro.
Boom Max.
Nah, I
No,
can't hear
no,
Boone at
no.
all.
Max just his shit just said due to some shit his network
Boone
fucked
shit's
up.
spinning to me
It just
right
said
now.
that
His
on
little
my screen.
his
He's,
little
Boone said on his screen it just said you can't say what again, Boone?
It said like
oh I
network
can't
error.
I
Yeah,
but
it was like network.
that's what it just said to you to me.
Yeah,
On
Yeah,
your
yeah. So
see,
I
screen to
don't
me.
know.
yeah,
So
see.
exactly my
Again,
point of
and
like
we
that.
and
Like,
we
but
in
I was
chat
about
with
to
each
say,
other. Just think about it. We in chat with
exactly
each
my
other.
point like that. It said Boone to me to Boone. I go to look in the party chat. Boone shit is spinning. I'm sure if he would have looked inside the party chat, my icon would have been spinning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, it's
But go
really
ahead,
just a matter
Boone.
of we get into shit
Let
like
him
that.
say
I'm
what
gonna
he
be
was
pausing it.
saying.
Yeah, what was you
Yeah,
saying,
what you
Boone?
were
No, because
saying,
I couldn't
Boone?
hear shit you was
Oh,
saying.
so it was like, things almost got to be perfect for either one user or both users. You know what I mean? And that's never the case because in the Louisville game, I was throwing that shit up to my receivers, and motherfucker wouldn't let me go up and get it. So he
And if
catching
you would have
picks. You know
paused
what
it though,
I
I
mean?
would have never faulted you though, my nigga. That's the
But
part
then
where
you
like
But no,
niggas gotta
then you
cut that
but
play
I
shit
did
me.
out.
pause it.
Like,
I did
But
pause it. I
he
did pause it
did.
though.
yeah.
Nah, let's just
Yeah.
call it what it is.
But
Rob
I'm
got
saying
bad
like
internet.
I don't
Nah,
fault
let's
that
not
though.
start.
Like
If we
so
gonna
for
talk
niggas,
about it, talk about it.
but I'm saying I don't
Rob
fault.
know his shit terrible. He know.
I don't,
But that
but
It
the
ain't
thing
worse
is,
than that Georgia nigga that we got over there in that other
Rob
league.
don't act like weird about it though. The thing is, he's
Nah, he don't.
understanding
He
that
understand.
shit can
Yeah.
be, cause it could be any game, anytime, any like, bro,
yeah,
this shit,
exactly.
bro, we're playing on
So
a fucking video game, bro. Like I need
so
niggas to understand
The
this
hardest thing
shit.
for me to do is take nigga win away from him. I hate doing that shit. That's the one
So
thing
that's
I
why I
can't
be
do,
just
bro.
like
I hate
just
trying to take
meet
a nigga
niggas
win
in the
away
middle.
from him.
If it's a pause needed, do the pause, bro. Cause
but
that's the conversation is always gonna be because you're not gonna take
yeah.
away from somebody feeling like if I felt like that game doesn't get you know what I'm saying? Like if bro, if I'm playing you and you say like, yo, don't stream. I come out there and bust your ass with no stream, even if it's a little pull here, a little pull there. You
I'm
not
not
gonna
saying
be like
nothing. I'm not saying that. Good game, Max. Damn, I whooped
cause
our
the
ass.
bare men is like, bro, I ain't stream. Now if I come out there and stream and it's that same little pull here, little pull there,
I'm
what's gonna be
bitching.
like anybody generally is gonna fall back and be like, bro, I just still feel like as if you would have at least met me in the middle, my nigga, with no stream.
Yeah.
Maybe I could at least say like I
So
could
let
wear
me
that
ask you
more on
this.
me.
Let me
And
ask
that's
you this.
fair, bro. Cause what the fuck?
But let me ask you this. Us niggas that complain about connection, do you think niggas will take that and try to be advantageable about it? Like try to like fuck that. You know what I'm saying? All right, I don't give a fuck.
I think
I'm
they just
broke.
feel how
Or
they
you
feel
think
just how
niggas
we
gonna
feel how
creep?
we feel.
Yeah, or you like I just think it's hard with people because if they not feeling no connection issues, they don't give a fuck what you talking about, and then you just
Mm.
bitching and taking their win
I
away
think it's
from
just
them.
the integrity about users. Like I felt like if Antonio was streaming yesterday and I would have paused the game for Antonio and been like, yo, can you drop that shit? That shit feeling kinda like
I'm telling you exactly what would have happened if you would have asked Antonio to drop his stream. In chat, he would have been talking shit to his boys, but he would have dropped the stream.
he would have. I
But he
was
would have
about
been
to say
talking shit.
he would have
But
talked shit
he would have
because
dropped
he
that
was
shit with
still
no problem.
because it's what I went to. But at the end of the day, he done been in some shit where he done known where his guys ain't making sense on the shit they doing, and it hinders from the type of game that Antonio is trying to play. So although he gonna sit there and say GG's at the end, when he sit there and look at the loss on his schedule, he know like damn that was the night that shit my receiver was motherfucking looping around
But if
skitzing, or that's the
nigga,
night I kept throwing greens and my receiver would not go for the football,
that's
which for
why
Ohio
Yeah.
State is big as fuck, bro. That's a huge thing if his receivers can't go for the fucking
Yeah.
football. Like
Yeah.
what
That's
the
why.
fuck?
That's why I respect Washington. He the only nigga that came out kept it 100. I'm on Wi-Fi. My shit's 720, but I'm on Wi-Fi. It's a difference, bro. I used to play on Wi-Fi only, and niggas wasn't even complaining about my shit. It was only one that would complain about it. And I used to not
Yep.
understand that shit until I got hardwired. Then when I got hardwired, anybody I played on Wi-Fi, you felt that shit, and I understood that shit. Like the one thing you're not gonna better tell me is, put me on to what's in our area. What's the best internet service and shit like that? And I went and got that shit. Then I walked Falk through it. I even walked Nano through it. And Nano, before Nano quit, Nano internet wasn't a problem. Nano couldn't even turn, his mom couldn't turn a microwave on without his shit dropping or something going
Mom,
on. Remember that
cut the
shit?
fucking microwave.
And then he had them motherfuckers come in and connect this shit up right and get it. Don't get the cable system you got modem. You got to go get a gaming modem. Once you do that shit, everything. That's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here. I can guarantee you I won't have nothing under 8 something every time I touch my shit. Every time, bro. But if your shit 400, 500, and my shit running at 9, who you think gonna have the problem?
Yeah.
But people won't keep it real. You got to keep it real in those moments, right? That's why we bitch about Corey on the portal and shit like that. Come on, Corey, you on the portal and we know you Wi-Fi right now. And if I'm hardwiring, you Wi-Fi is gonna have connection issues, my nigga. You know that. I know that. So that's why. But then if we out loud saying that shit, you know, we bitching, we just lost, we ain't taking our loss and all this and that. It ain't the case at all. Niggas done been on chat with us and beat us, and we congratulations, bro, good shit. And then we talk about what we did wrong in that game.
Yeah, but yeah, man, you'll never hear me just bitch and complain about like me
I
losing
only
off of a
I would
Wi-Fi
do
game.
I only would do what I said Antonio probably would do, which is I know 100% Antonio will tell if he don't chat with his boys, he gonna like, man, nigga bitching about the internet, man, fuck, I'm whooping your ass. But he'll respect it and take it down. He'll drop it. I'm the same way. After the game over, I'm only gonna say it to niggas that I know that'll respect me for saying it. It's hard to say it to a nigga that's going to play you out behind that, man. I whooped his ass. You want that? But then ask yourself this: when we played and you wasn't broadcasting, what did it look like?
Yeah,
That's why, like, certain niggas you could respect, like, and them Arkansas niggas you could respect all of them because they gonna keep it 100 with you on how what their situation is, and they'll respect it. They gonna talk shit because they're shit talkers, and we all are, right, in a sense. But we ain't gonna be on some, oh, you mad, he lost, taking it away from you. First of all, we ain't gonna put ourselves in that situation out loud anyway, but we'll do it amongst each other because we know it's supposed to stay amongst each other, right? The moment they get outside of us, then you don't belong in the chat with us anyways. That's simple. But
yeah,
out
it's
of
just
respect, if I ask you, I did it last night. I asked Notre Dame, yo, I know you're away, and I know you like to broadcast your games. Can you please not broadcast our game tonight, and I could put it up right after our game, or you can record it and do the same thing. Nah, I bet I'm cool with that. Play the game, and why else you complain? You go, and when I post that broadcast, I bet you can see niggas' names on their jersey 30 yards down the field. It's real. It's just what it is, right? I'm playing Brandon. I told him about it, and he responded and understood it. I never asked him to take the broadcast down though. And the reason why I didn't is because I'm not going to complain that I'm losing right now to him. I'm letting him know I'm lagging. This is a tied ball game. It's not like I'm getting aired or anything. So I'm going to let him know why we tied up right now. Like, yo, bro, I'm struggling right now and this shit lagging on my end. I didn't say his. He in the middle of the game. He trying to win it. So I respect that part of it. After the game, he acknowledged it. My bad, bro. You know what he said to me? Bro, when we play from here on out, I'll just share play with the niggas in chat and all that, and then I'll post it later if I'm the away team. I respect that. All right, bet. Good game. Not taking nothing away from your win. I'm just letting you know what I was going through. That's the hardest thing to do in the world is unless it's somebody you fuck with every day on the game or you in a chat with them and tell them that the connection not good, bro.
I was about to say, yeah.
Shit.
Cause it's bro, but it's just like we're not playing like my thing is this. My thing is this, bro. If you play Call of Duty, you ever go into Call of Duty and you ever be a half a second off from shooting somebody and that, bro, you're dead. Your KD is going to be trash. Half a second off. You go into 2K and you shooting, you lagging a half a second. You not green as shit, or now you got to sit there and base the whole game upon how much you lagging. We talking about every down, seconds of moving it, bro. Niggas gotta understand. I'm not saying that shit just for shits and giggles. Like, if I say it and then you take it down, guess what? All I have to do say now is good game, bro, because I still lost. Like, and that's just where the report builds. Because then if I don't, like you said, if I have a game where I have that shit down and I win,
it's hard to
I
tell
can
a
sit there
competitive
and live.
motherfucker,
I can sit
though.
there and live on that and be like, yo, like, but every time I don't play with the stream up, I win. Every time I play and there's a stream up, I lose. Coincidence? I don't like. That's where that shit starts to feel like niggas is, and it's just like, is it coincidence?
But you got guys that'll win by all means necessary. They don't give a flying fuck. Oh yeah, I know he's gonna bitch. I'm taking my hard wire out right now. That's the shit. Like that's the type of shit where the transparency don't be at right now because you don't gotta do all that. You can hardwire. Just know this: if you Wi-Fi and you plan a hardwire, nigga, they gonna feel lag. They gonna feel lag. But if you hardwire and it's lagging, it just comes down to y'all just not having a good connection game. Not all games is connection, bro. Like,
hey, so that shit matter, but it also matters who all on your fucking internet too, or your Wi-Fi, who pulling from that shit too.
exactly.
So if you got iPad, if you got like a fucking smart TV, and then they streaming, or you got somebody watching YouTube, that shit it's gonna feel effects.
I'm about to say some shit that's gonna be funny as hell because Max having this conversation with me. I'm on the phone with Max in the car. We talking about something, And he like, man, I turned all the other systems off, so I'm the only one Wi-Fi. Like I'm the only one using the connection right now. Like I turned my laptop off, the TV, all that shit, so he the only one using his connection. I'm on the phone with this nigga,
Mhm.
and it started talking like a robot. I'm like, yo, Max, I can't hear you. But he was in the middle of doing that. The moment he did it, it fixed him. Our conversation was perfect the whole ride, and
Yeah.
he kicked it with me for like 30 minutes on that ride. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I've played bad connection games, but fuck, I quit games. Yo, fuck, you got it, bro. The connection bad as fuck. Me and fuck played last year, and that connection was so fucking bad that instead of playing it again because he was up 14-0, I gave him the first one. You got it, and he respected that shit. Yeah, nah, you right. But you can't do that with everybody because you ain't. Falk is in chat with me. I could touch him personally. No diddy. I could say something to him and be personal. Yo, bro, how you feeling about it? It's lagging right now on my end. Nah, it ain't lagging that bad on my end, but I feel you. What you want to do? You can't get that with everybody, right? So you got to deal with it. And then there's nobody that can go online and play anybody that's just not going to have no issues out here. It could be the servers. It could be too many people on the game for the day. It could be anything. But it's. I'm trying to separate when people think it's an excuse from reality. Like, and I know niggas mostly like this the point. I've complained in games, and it ain't nigga that's listening, that's having this conversation, that's paying attention right now. 9-10 of the niggas can say, yeah, nah, he ain't lying. I've hit niggas while we're in the middle of playing and I'm winning and tell them the connection back. I've done that. I've asked niggas, yo, was it a connection issue? I've asked niggas because I know what it felt like. So it's like it's just hard though because if I'm beating your ass and you complain about connection, it's hard not to think that. Hold up, man. Come on, man. Now that I'm winning, it wasn't no connection issue when you was beating me by 80. Now that I'm winning, there's a connection issue. Like that shit, the hardest thing to deal with. And the reality of it is nobody's shit is running at the same speed ever. Because you could test your shit right now and then test it 2 seconds later and it ain't gonna be the same speed.
Yeah. Hey, so
I
this gaming shit so damn serious, man. For me and Adrian, man, we got two separate fucking modems.
I
Like
know.
we
I was
got,
just going to say
yeah,
that,
this shit
bro. I know
crazy.
y'all do. I know. That's how, and that shit matter, bro. Like, cause I'm sitting in here, my son playing the game downstairs, my mom on the TV, my girl right behind me on her TV and phone. So I get it. It don't gotta be your shit all the time. Get fucking my shit showing NASA or not. If everybody on the shit at the same time while playing this game, it could be me. So
Yeah,
the common
but what?
courtesy of like niggas shouldn't be playing like Corey. I tried to get that through his head. I'm not just saying Corey, but you shouldn't be playing no big game on no portal, bro. And look what Corey did, bro. He understood that. You see what he did? He went
Yeah,
and got an internet service. Didn't you see what he did? Everybody saw
yeah.
him do it. He posted it
He
in the
posted that
chat.
shit.
Went
He said that
and
shit
got that
directly in the.
shit.
Hell yeah.
Like,
But
out of respect, bro. That's it. Look what Notre Dame did last night, bro. Now, all right, no worry, no, nah, I ain't gonna post it. Don't worry about it. That's simple, bro. Niggas can see. That's why I said I'm on Hulu. I'm on the app right now. You come to Boulder and you got a broadcast. You on the app. If the broadcast is up, you violating our contract with Hulu. And Hulu gonna want theirs. We dropping the fuck out of that game. We not playing that shit. Nope. Don't even think about it. Like, it's gonna be posted. Niggas want to watch it. They can go back and watch it later. You know, I know niggas watch games. I was running plays and niggas knew exactly what play I was running, cheating, told and everything. That's part of football, film studying. That's why I want niggas broadcasting. That, and if somebody getting cheated, we can go back and reference it. But if a nigga complaining, then you gotta respect that shit, bro. Like, respect that shit and cause I'm the type of nigga, if I beat you, I don't want you taking my win away from me at all. So so I'm gonna honor that shit. You tell me it's broadcast lagging, all right, I'm
That's
taking my
my
shit
thing. Is
down.
like,
I don't
and
want
my
you
thing is,
taking nothing away from me.
we not playing no one and dones. Like, we in this bitch for 9 years, bro. 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? Seasons. You know what I'm saying? Couple of 4, 5, 6, 7 discs. Like, bro, you know what niggas. Some of these niggas reporters is like, bro. You know what somebody, bro. If you guys sit there, if you playing 50 games, you know what I'm saying? We playing 10 seasons. That's at least if you got one SEC matchup. That's 8 to 10
shit.
times you playing somebody, bro. If you at this point in season 5 maybe got 1 or 2 wins, You know what I'm saying, like that. Why do you think the narrative is really trying to be something painted as? Like niggas can take losses. It's just if a nigga's saying something, bro, maybe it really just could be that. Like
Last thing on it,
you
I'll give
got
you a
plenty
prime
of
example.
opportunities to dial that shit up and do that shit over again and really paint the narrative as like, yo, shit, those games
But
was
but but
not
Max,
streamed
this
here, whatever.
this the realest shit I'm gonna say about connection. And Double R, we all gave Georgia forced wins. The whole playoffs, nobody played him. Everybody gave him forced wins because
Shit,
everybody that
Texas
was at.
and Circumbob got one too.
All
Yeah.
right, so look, and everybody, and me too. I gave Circle about the force. Look, and everybody that played Georgia all came back and said the same shit. Now here's the funny shit. We talking about his internet. Rob is on chat with us. And we talking about his internet, and Rob said, "Wait, hold on, that's Baby Boy in this league. Yeah, he got the worst internet in the league. They be killing him in the other league. So just for that alone, tells you that this shit do be connection. Like we moved him from the SEC to where we moved him to motherfucking Independent. And
Independent,
motherfucker, just
yeah.
so, and the only games he playing is the ones that's rivals that we can't change. We ain't fucking with that. That nigga shit terrible. And then y'all brought him over here knowing his shit was terrible in another league. I don't know. And everybody, Rob said, bro, he got the worst internet in the other league. Everybody complaining about his shit. Remember that shit, Max? Like, as soon as we said Georgia and he saw
Fast
his
too.
gamer tag, he said it right away. And we all is the reason why we giving him the first win. He congratulations on your championship. I appreciate that, fellas. Nigga, you ain't play nobody. You got 3 straight forced wins in the playoffs.
And that shit get to be, but I'm telling you, bro. Like that shit, yeah, bro.
I'm
I
just
just think
saying,
that shit
like,
needs to be a
you
little middle
never,
ground. We playing 10,
but
we playing 10, 20
we
seasons.
never
Like
gonna get niggas away from niggas bitching about everything, bro. Just take your loss. You never gonna get people away from that. You're not.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to. I'm just asking if you come in a Boulder and you got the broadcast, please don't put your shit up. We can say we can. And if you don't know how to record and post later, I can show you. If not, I can post it, and then you can see it from my point of view, so you can look at my play calling and all that shit and get a real good film study in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that shit be in the way, bro. Don't take away from a good matchup because of connection at times, bro. Like now everybody should be lagging all the time, all that. I get it. Nobody want to hear that shit. But at the end of the day, that shit is reality at some point, bro. Like,
and we not always saying. I feel like I said, my last note is we not always, niggas is not always saying people versus what you gotta really separate what I'm just going through. I'm literally
right.
only some niggas is only talking about what they going through. So if you want to have the decency to meet it there, then you do. But if not, then you just okay with them going through what they go through. So when I go to talk about the game or when they go to talk about the game, they're gonna talk about it from the light that they went through, and it's just gonna be that point of view.
And I just ain't gonna say it out loud. I'm not gonna say, yeah, the
Yeah.
connection, the reason why I lost to you. You know it and I know it, but I'm not gonna say that out loud. But it is what
And
it
it,
is.
yeah, and I can't say
Because
that either.
I could be beating you and you having connection issues. If you don't say nothing, I don't know.
My
Yeah.
thing is, I got plenty of them on film, on camera, on podcast. Hey, but I won that shit, but that shit was terrible. Like,
I bet you down that we having this conversation. I bet you if niggas go back and start watching their broadcast, they gonna understand the cloudiness versus the clearness and understand that
like
shit play a part in it.
I got games like I said, yeah. I done won, said like that shit was terrible. That shit, bro, I done got games I lost, and I said that shit was terrible. I was able to
But
fight through, but that shit was terrible. Like, bro, it ain't nothing for me to say it was terrible because again, I ain't really ever always saying any particular person, but we playing on a blessed gaming broadcast system. Like, we're
yeah,
lucky
but
All
we
right.
can connect every
I brought
time
that
we do
up though,
that
Ant.
bitch.
I brought that up just because when you talk about wins and losses, man, like I said, I got stopped. Like the run, I could not run against this motherfucker, but I also couldn't pass against that motherfucker either because the shit I couldn't hit the button to catch the ball. So it was like I was fucked either way in that game.
Yeah, that shit matter though,
But
bro. But I'm telling you this though, if you would have said something, oh, you was beating Washington yesterday, the other day, and did you not say I don't want
No,
blaming on it, but the
Midway.
connection's terrible, right?
hell yeah,
That
yeah,
game.
Yep.
And look, you hardwired, aren't you?
hell yeah.
And
My shit
Washington's
right next to
not.
my game.
Washington playing on Wi-Fi. That matters, bro. That matters. That matters.
Yeah.
But he not. I could tell his personality. He ain't gonna be off that type of time. He just gonna be like, all right, bet. I ain't broadcasting. I got you. Like, but you ain't say that to him, and you was winning the game. But I got in chat proof with you. You complaining about the internet while you're winning. In fact, you complained so much. I thought you was losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both did.
I thought you was losing the game, boom. And until you said, nah, I'm up. Like, damn. Oh, all right. The
That
fuck?
shit look
But
bad.
that's what I'm saying though. Like you ain't gonna better distinguish between a nigga taking your win away from you because you just ain't gonna better do it because it's hard. Because it's hard for me to do it. Like it's hard for me to be like, man, this shit ain't like whooping his ass right now. Like I get it. Like I get that part of it. But like niggas ain't just talking about that shit for a reason, bro. Or just to be bit like this the thing. The one thing you gotta know is if you lose again, you get another chance to play, right? As long as you got breath in you and we got a league running, you're always gonna better play a game again. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe you
Yeah.
niggas really not just not bitching because they losing. Maybe they for real about how that shit feel. But hey,
Hey,
it is what it
y'all
is.
seen that shit? Y'all seen that shit? I
Nah,
got a
seen what?
reaction out of your boy.
Out of
I got a
who?
reaction out of your boy. The national champion.
What
Alabama?
happened?
Yeah, you seen his name? He changed his name. I knew
Nah,
I would
what
get
happened?
something out of him.
Why you was trying to get? What you mean? I'm confused. Before we get off of here, what the fuck you talking about?
Nah, he put Boone had 0 chips or something in his name title. Hey, listen. Hey,
Ah,
mission
shit,
mission
ran funny as
accomplished.
hell.
Mission accomplished. That normally he don't say shit. I got him to say something.
My boy ain't been in chat with us for like a month.
Y'all still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, we still like about to be in it right now, but send that nigga an invite, man. Don't never come over
Hey,
no more.
To my
Man, that
Damn.
nigga
headbutt bitch
better
ass.
load up. Man, the fuck you talking about? Some man play this
send him an
game.
invite.
And
Yeah,
that
I was about to
and that
say.
motherfucker on that mo he been on for like 30 minutes watching film, but bitch.
Practice in the world ain't gonna save him from this shit. Come on.
Well, this was a
Come
Oh,
long
on,
ass show,
Cletus.
and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all on the next one. You heard?